brown fat.
All right, we're live.
Yep.
We're live?
Yeah.
Are we really?
I don't know.
I don't know if we are.
This is
We are.
Well, I can check.
We are. We aren't. Are we? We are.
We are.
Yes, we are live.
We're live, baby.
We're live on Facebook, on Floatlight,
Everywhere.
I'm checking.
at Floatlight,
Oh, yeah.
at Floatlight.
Yeah. So if we want to stop being awkward and start having a stream, like we could.
Are we really going to? We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it up. Welcome everybody.
Welcome.
That's my totally fake broadcast voice. Welcome everybody to the tiny round table where we discuss randomness
Yeah.
and who knows where it's going to go. For anybody that's joining us right now, we have no agenda. We have no motive. We're just going to talk. And hopefully it leads us into the depths, the curiosity of the mind. So, we're joined today. My name is Jonathan Rogue, Dan Man, Daniel, Tyler
Joshua.
of Think Like Productions too.
No, it's the original Think Like Productions.
No, not number 2. That's a good point. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here, friends. This is the tiny round table, hence the tininess of this round table that we all sit around. So how's the last 2 weeks been since we've last convened? Session is in order.
Wormy.
Why don't you get us started, Dan?
I've had it's been pretty fast. I felt like a week instead of 2, you know? But that could be because I'm really into deep breathing exercises. Learned of a new mentor, Emily Fletcher, and Ziva Meditation and all that. Yeah. So
Right on. Are you going to go through some of that with us?
Ziva Meditation? Or just meditation?
Maybe in
To
the end.
begin?
Is it intense?
No.
Oh, I like
What-
the intense.
It could put us on like
No, I'm just kidding.
but yeah, we could get into that later.
Can you describe it? Like, how does it differ from other meditation?
Well, what I saw with Emily Fletcher on some of the podcasts as I was working here at a Floatlight, in between float sessions, I noticed like she would give talks about it was like mindfulness and like manifestation meditations and all that. So like basically, like you are in control of life. You don't have to like take what it gives you, but you could also with that output make your own output, and like we're all co-creating this life and all that. So it's already like
Kind
what
of
everyone
a
knows.
anti-predestination philosophy.
Well, kind of like
Because you're destined to do that.
yeah, like there's different
Destined
tracks.
to create your own destiny.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it like setting an intention?
Yeah, setting an intention, that's all it is. It's just you're either living consciously or unconsciously. And that's a lot what we describe and with floating.
I was talking to Tammy and Ron,
Yeah.
and they were like telling me about some strategies involving floating, and they're like, set an intention before you go in. And that seemed to be a rather helpful concept because it does, you tend to get things, you tend to steer yourself in the direction of what you're desiring. So that intention, that desire.
Yeah.
So it
And
does
like
help.
there's different floats too. Like you can like a lot of people go in with intentions and then they regret like I wish I just went in blank and really went where it wanted to take me instead of filtering it. So it all depends. You just gotta fill it out, you know?
For sure.
But yeah, more people do gotta set intentions throughout their days as well.
I totally agree.
Well, yeah, if you don't set an intention, you're just wandering
Yeah.
aimlessly through life.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
I've done it for most of my life, so
Yeah.
yeah, I know about that.
It's cool.
John keeps telling me I got to get that notepad.
Yeah, man. You got one?
No.
Did you get yours?
Yeah. You gave me 2.
No, I gave one.
There's
that
one
you
in
could-
there.
You could remind me to give it to Josh.
Oh, well, it's in there.
Oh.
I can grab it for you.
I just got one the other day too.
Getting my notepad
I
finally.
bought it.
On your own volition?
Yep. Without any Exterior motive.
That's crazy.
He's
No,
a
no, no.
He's already got
You
it.
should grab that black one right there. It's like, yeah.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Check it out.
Yep. Hell yeah.
oh, this is Tyler's notepad.
Yep.
Out of his own volition and free
Oh look,
will.
I get a black one too. It's not as cool looking as that one, but it's still nice.
That's actually a very good one.
Dude, that
Yeah,
notepad.
it looks like it.
So for anybody that's watching right now, like
This
you're
is
probably
a-
thinking, what's with the notepad?
This is a high quality notepad.
So
Steel on the top.
there's so many thoughts that we go through in a day.
Real
And
steel.
even
Real
with
steel.
technology, I think that
Real
some
steel
people
right
are like,
here.
well, I'll just write it down on my phone, but it's not the same. We, like Elon Musk says, we have there's like a bandwidth problem
Yep.
with human beings.
Mm-hmm.
Like we can't get the information into the device fast enough. And for me, chicken scratching something is probably the fastest method of doing anything. So when I think of a thought, I literally take the tiny notebook, which looks like that little journalist notebook, like when they're taking notes like a detective, pull it out, write something down, and it could be anything. But when you come up with that genius moment, you just got to do it. You got to write it down.
Yes. Especially, do you have a dream journal as well?
Well,
You should probably get next level.
no.
next step.
I do. I have a tiny notebook. That's my dream. My tiny notebook is literally the thought process of everything. It's not very organized, but then I digest all that when I organize it. And Dave gave me some really good tips. He says when the page is done, fold the corner. Like not the page complete, but if you completed all the tasks on the page, fold the corner, and then like that's a finished page. It just helps organize it because you don't want to go through pages that you've already finished or things if you're looking up. Like I have a to-do list. I have a things to purchase for the float center. I have like personal ideas, concepts, designs, things I have happen after the float.
Very nice.
Yeah, things we need for the booth, and so just a whole bunch of crazy stuff.
And the thing I heard about writing by hand is like when students take notes in class by handwriting them as opposed to typing on a laptop, they're committing to they're committing.
Josh.
Yeah.
Don't
Sorry,
don't
everyone's
worry.
being-
Don't worry about all the random sounds.
Everyone's
that you're
being
hearing.
distracted by a pager right now. But when you actually write down what you're trying to remember by hand,
Yep.
you're much more able to remember it.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. That was one of my favorite part of school. Just
Taking notes?
Yeah, taking notes. I don't know why.
I didn't know how
It was
to-
like a way of downloading and processing, and
I was not a good note taker until I was in
either.
college. I never did it in high school.
I never really did it ever.
No, you weren't.
I'd never know what to write down. Cause
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
know it.
I remember all like, oh, this is fascinating. I can't. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna forget this.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
it's
I feel like when I was in college, like the teachers were a lot more informative about like what you needed to remember. They would just
Right.
tell you. They'd be like, "This is what you're going to want to remember."
Mhm.
So
for the test,
yeah,
which is
because they're in the business of helping you get that degree you're paying for.
Yeah.
regurgitation of knowledge.
But yeah, I take notes. I have historically taken notes using my phone. Like I'll say, "Hey Google," and I'll be like, "What?" And I'll be like, "Take a note." And I'll be like, "What's your note?" And I'll be like, "Bring eggs to work on Tuesday." And then it's in the void. I have no idea
Oh,
what
yeah.
happens to those notes.
Yeah, that's why the notebook is way better.
Yeah, at least
Yeah.
I have them.
But my problem with the notebook is that I'll like write down a bunch of like.
What does this mean?
Not that.
Oh.
but I'll write it all down and then I won't.
Look at
Like,
it.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
it's just like I'll be like super on it for like 3 or 4 days, and then I'll just be in the abyss.
Yeah. You gotta have like on your weekend or something, like 20 minutes, look past.
Right.
And like check, did that, check.
Yep. It should all be
There's
Just
a lot
like-
of should be's, but it's all good.
It should be just a daily thing.
Yeah.
Like, look through your
Looking
notes of
through
the
the
day.
notes.
Or when I was living in Germany for a year, and I would write down one thing I did every day, just like one thing. That could be anything. Like some days I didn't want to do it at all, but it was worth it in the end,
Yeah.
just to like remember kind of like what you did that day, and then it kind of like triggers you like writing down a dream.
Mm-hmm.
And then you like read part of the dream that you like did, and then you can remember other parts of it.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff.
And that just dominoes to better things in life, habits,
Yep, that's true.
How long did you live in Germany?
I lived there for 11 months, and then I went back for 2, like after a year and a half.
Yeah. Do you just want to get back there
Yeah.
and just experience it some more?
Yeah, that, and I was dating somebody at the time who I met when I was there.
Okay.
So then I like dual purpose reason,
Yeah.
you know.
Take them home?
Kind of. I mean, we traveled like through Germany to Spain,
Whoa.
and then we flew to Peru
Wow.
because she was Colombian,
Nice.
but her parents were living in Peru at the time.
And so she just happened to be in Germany as well.
Because I only met her while I was in Germany,
Mm-hmm.
but
So our friend Eric, he decided to show up and he's like, "You have any Advil?"
Oh no. Want some kombucha? It helps.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not gonna help.
No,
I'm just kidding.
Kombucha is the best. BFF kombucha. That's the stuff we got right now, and we'll have it here soon.
Or tea. I'm just enjoying some
She's
tea.
got to call me back though. I'm saying that live.
Can't wait for the kombucha.
I know. I think the poll has concluded. There's like at least 25%.
They're not fans.
Huh?
They're not fans of the kombucha yet.
No. They don't know what it is yet.
Yeah.
25% out of there was like 300 votes. So that's still a good proportion of people
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
that already kind of know about kombucha, but there are people that just have never had it.
Well, kombucha is medicine, though. I mean, you can't just be taking it lightly. You have to understand
That is true.
that it has a purpose, and
Yeah. There you
you
are.
know,
I can pour. That's cool.
it's going to have effects
I'll
on
tilt
you.
it a little bit. Oh, it's all good.
Dan.
Thank you.
Jeez,
Want some?
Dan is.
Oh, look at it's
no
alive.
mercy.
The effervescence.
I know it.
It's a
It's
living
a-
beverage.
Is it like naturally carbonated because of that?
Mm-hmm. And there's also carbonation from the kegs too.
For some of the booch bottles I buy, it says don't shake it.
Yeah, don't shake it.
Oh no,
Why is
because
that?
Yeah.
dude, Daniel
Like
and I had to sit there and very slowly
Burp it.
open one bottle. It's called burping it, and it took like probably a good 45 minutes just to let all of the carbonation.
But it's
out.
only because of the carbonation. It's not because of anything else.
Oh, the active cultures.
It's alive.
Well, I want to. The only reason I shake it is because I want to get the stuff that's on the bottom
Yeah.
to the top. So
Oh, you want to mix it in?
Right.
Yeah, because that stuff's good for you. But
You just gotta scrape it and eat it with a spoon.
you know what the crazy thing is when you look at the
No,
active
I'm just kidding.
when you look at the active cultures inside there, any like of those pieces, which I'm assuming are like cultures,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They are.
like they're actually creating carbonation because they're carbonating
Yep.
off of those. So like when you're trying to burp it, like those things are kicking around inside there. They're moving. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So anybody that's listening, like, dude, I'm not gonna drink a living thing, but seriously, like it's
You
like
are
a,
what you eat.
it's like
Yeah,
a
it's-
tiny universe inside there. It
Is
really is.
kombucha vegan?
Wow, that's a good question. I don't think so.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
Well,
No,
vegans.
it's a life form.
Well,
But so are plants.
don't
Yeah.
vegans
Oh,
eat that
yeah.
that yeast? What do they call that? Yeast extract or whatever?
nutritional yeast.
Nutritional yeast. Yeah.
Oh.
Is that vegan?
Doesn't sound
Oh yeah,
like
it's mega vegan.
Okay. I didn't know if vegans were maybe like, that's a
Epic
little bit
vegan.
too
No,
animal.
no. That's what I don't understand with like. I understand people who are vegan who don't eat it because they respect animals
Yeah.
and all that, which I totally am for that.
Yeah.
But to say that you don't eat it because of the consciousness of the animal, because then you're disregarding the consciousness or potential consciousness for like plants.
Yeah,
And,
for
like-
lower. I
and
mean,
then you
you're
cut
you're
your
having
grass.
respect
Right.
for lower levels of conscious or
Right,
like
right.
lower forms.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you should say lower, but
Right.
if you keep following that,
Dude, equal rights for
can't-
forms, bro.
I mean, you
Yeah,
couldn't even
bacteria
eat.
rights.
You couldn't even eat rocks. You know,
Eat rocks.
you wouldn't even
Eat rocks, kid.
Ethically, you wouldn't even be able to eat rocks.
this is like
Oh,
panpsychism you're getting into a little bit.
Explain, because I'm not familiar with that term.
Yeah, I've never heard that before.
So like panpsychism, it and if this is the wrong word, you'll understand what I mean because
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
Paraphrase.
panpsychism or pan something, but anyway, it's the concept that every single piece of matter or almost nearly all matter is alive in some way. We just haven't defined what life truly is yet. So that's the hypothesis, and I mean,
I would define
Or-
it as vibration.
Right. You could say, like, why can't you define life as different levels of vibration?
Yeah.
You know, or different frequencies. So, like, we know that that certain crystals have certain frequencies, and that this piece of wood or this microphone or anything, you know, that's kind of like panpsychism.
Yeah. Everything is a vibration.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Or else it wouldn't be here.
For sure.
At its fundamental level, like, nothing is even solid.
Yeah, no, you're right, without question. Because anything that, if it was like to be so compressed to the point where it would stop vibrating, I mean, that would be effectively a singularity or something to that effect, where everything's compressed so tightly together that there's just no movement. You know, it's crazy. That's constructs of a black hole. We don't know what's inside a black hole, but like, think about it, like that's compressed to the point where
I just learned...
infinitely compressed. It's like, how do you even define that?
I gotta look this up.
Infinitely. That's
I
crazy.
just learned that there's a thing that's an energy black hole, as in its energy so compressed that it becomes a black hole.
Yeah, but mass is energy, bro.
Isn't that just the opposite of the universe?
I mean,
because if it's energy expanding, and a black hole is energy like condensing.
So there's a theory that claims that there are these things called white holes. A white hole would be the opposite of a black hole. So it's emitting energy as opposed
it's called
to...
a Kugelblitz.
No, mass energy.
Kugelblitz?
Yeah.
A Kugelblitz.
A Kugelblitz, which is German for ball lightning, is a concentration of heat, light, or radiation so intense that its energy forms an event horizon and becomes self-trapped, according to general relativity and the equivalence of mass and energy.
So the Kugelblitz exists in the universe? This is something...
Theoretically,
okay.
If enough radiation is aimed into a region... Oh, it keeps going.
Full circle back to Germany.
Yeah.
Did you visit any castles in Germany?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, I mean...
Is there a secret Nazi base in Antarctica?
Yeah.
Yes, and it's American.
Whoa.
Dun dun dun.
You know what else I do?
Mic drop.
That just brings me to another thing I learned recently.
9/11, by the way.
The Nazis, that is today. The Nazis were looking for margarine in Antarctica.
Margarine?
Yeah.
Like butter?
Wait, well, they were looking for a butter
I couldn't
alternative.
believe it's not butter.
They were looking for... I can't believe it's not butter.
They got worried that they wouldn't have enough like non-animal fats to supplement their diet.
Because they're vegan, or
no, I don't know.
They just got to make beer.
They didn't have a lot of. It's a small country, and they needed to feed a lot of people. Sometime during World War II, they were having supply problems, so they had to send a secret expedition down to Antarctica, and they were actually after whales.
So that's where it started because of margarine in this theory?
Yeah.
Dang.
They were looking for whales.
It wasn't Empire expansion or anything?
So
no, there was an alien craft that crash landed on Antarctica.
Admiral Byrd.
Ever seen those Google? Maybe it's more. There's like pyramids. If you look at Google Earth,
I've seen them.
You've seen them? It's crazy, man. Pyramids in Antarctica.
And Wisconsin.
And there's like this crazy
Rock Lake.
some Google images, you actually see like the side of a mountain, and it's like cut flat in the regular side, and it's almost like the shadow. You see the shadow, and there's like this almost looks like a metal door, right? Like there's some weird stuff.
Seed banks.
It's one of those scary.
Well,
doors.
no, you can't see it.
Yeah.
Like your mind is looking at this thing
I
like
see.
it's cut out so perfectly. It's like, how could that be? It's like perfect, a perfectly geometrically planned type human looking thing.
Right.
But that could be just like the concept, like pareidolia.
Yep.
We're always trying to find things in nature, like find shapes and patterns. As soon as nature decides to produce something that looks too much like a human produced it, then we start to freak out. So we got to be careful. But see, the tiny round table does not concern itself with scientific fact necessarily. We're just talking.
We're probing ideas.
Yeah. You know what? We're actually we're creating like this antithesis of like knowledge that is like maybe a little bit of taboo, a little bit of imagination, a little bit of just like free thought. Because see, we do have the dissenter here today to dissent all opinions and matters.
Yeah, well, to dissent to all nonsense and woo kind of stuff. You know, if things get too far out, I'm gonna have to pull in.
But the dissenter's been giving us the
green
hypothesis.
light. He's been green lighting.
He's the one bringing it to the table.
Well, I had to explain Google blitzes to you.
What was the other one?
Oh, that was
what?
What?
The,
Yeah.
It's like a Google blitz, but it's hex.
Quasar?
Quasar, yeah. Oh, interesting.
I don't know how he
Well,
got-
Wait, no, I
quasars-
don't think it's quasar. It's like
Quasars aren't theoretical though.
looks like a pentagram. The closer you go in,
They're not. They're not. I mean, they haven't proven that the quasar is in fact what it actually is. Well, they do. They're checking the frequency of the light pulses.
So what's a
That's all.
quasar?
It's a star that's spinning really,
yeah, it's
really,
shooting off,
really.
Oh, I was talking about like
It shoots
the atoms.
doesn't it shoot gamma,
Gamma
rays
radiation.
from the poles?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's almost like a lighthouse at super speed.
No, I guess you're right. They still don't. I don't think they know
these
exactly
things
what
spin
causes that.
so fast. You have no idea. I mean, the revolutions that they make. You can't observe the revolutions with the naked eye. You couldn't. You'd be fried by the gamma radiation if you could see it. But
Well,
if you saw the pulses, it spins so fast. And so these quasars. You ever seen like experiments done on like the Tesla? There's this Tesla, a Tesla air compressed device. So it's a Tesla generator, and it uses air compression. And you get the revolutions that this device gets up to is like 270,000 RPM. I kid you not, almost a million. Actually, it goes throughout these revolutions, and you have this little thing on it that tests the revolutions per minute. It gets close to a million, and you can start to hear the resonant frequencies of this device as it's spinning. It's mind-blowing. And like, to think that is spinning that fast blows my mind. But to think that the quasar is producing revolutions per minute that dwarf that. And it's holding itself together. So it has to have
how is
enough
that?
mass. Well, think about it like this.
Wow.
Imagine a black hole. And if the black hole produced enough centripetal force to pull the matter in the singularity back out to the surface, but just enough where it reached equilibrium, what would that look like?
Maybe that is what a quasar is.
Perhaps. I didn't read that. I just theorized it. So now it's live. I will take a Nobel Prize if anyone would like to give me one.
Just need the math.
John just figured out what a quasar is.
I don't
John
know. It's a theory,
discovered life, the meaning of it.
man. Yeah, that's called flow. I was flowing right there, just bam, thinking, like really truly. You know what? That is like meditation.
Yeah.
Like really getting deep into thought. Like being in the zone, but just like flowing. It's like meditation.
And that's what Emily Fletcher was talking about. Like she said, like a lot of people call it the universe, but she calls it nature. And she says like, cause like remember last episode I said thought forms are living, because like I used to like make music and stuff, and they're not my words or not my chords. They would just come to me because like that, in her words, that's nature finding a vessel and those worthy enough to make it and like manifest it into this reality. And if you're not worthy of enough, it's going to go to the next artist. And the same thing goes with everything.
But then that's a subjective thing. Who's worthy?
Yeah.
Well, because if you're not
The
doing
spirit
it,
divines.
you got to like, if you're not making it a physical thing, then someone else is going to make it, and whoever makes it.
So
is
whoever
the one-
is really not worthy. It's
Whoever's
whoever's taking advantage.
willing or
yeah,
willing.
whoever does
Listening.
his bidding.
But
yeah.
Whoever does
but
the
worthiness just sounds kind of like
But if you actually
it's like
do
an
it,
like, are you part of the exclusive club, bro? Bro, I'm not worthy.
no. But if you've done it, like if you're doing what the thought forms are in your head or doing,
You're
it,
manifesting.
Yeah, if you're manifesting into physical, then you proved yourself worthy for doing it.
Right, you just have to do the work.
Like if you made a song, that's not your song, but like if you fleshed it out, you were worthy.
Right on.
So it's
I
not
like,
bad.
I like. No.
It's not exclusive.
I had to be the center for a moment.
Yeah, but like
That's
that
all.
just shows us like we got to listen to our passions, listen to the thoughts that pop in our head, write it down in your notebooks, and so you have a focus to keep on going in life. So, or else we're just bored. We're bored humans.
I don't want to be a bored human.
Yeah,
There's too much stuff to think about.
too many things to do.
Man. Yeah, I feel like I wait all week and I just have to regurgitate all my thoughts onto this show now. Because, like, now I'm thinking, like, all the things I thought I was going to say, I can't remember. Because I didn't write them in my tiny notebook.
That's how my
Man.
float was.
Dang. Well, that's
So many things I wanted to bring out, but only you guys can experience yourself.
Yeah, Dan came out of his float today looking like a madman.
Dude, Dan, I asked Dan, I'm like, how was your float, bro? And he's like,
Ineffable.
Yeah.
ineffable. Can you define that? No. What does it mean?
Beyond words, beyond the grasp.
Is
of
ineffable?
language.
Is that a real word?
That's yeah.
Ineffability.
He basically just described it. Like,
Language
that
is
the
antiquated.
That is a real word. Ineffable.
definition. Yeah, and it does mean it's something that cannot be expressed.
I
With
really
words.
like that word. Ineffable.
Yeah,
That's a good word.
The Ineffable Podcast.
the ineffable.
Hey, we could change it
The
from tiny.
Ineffables.
Well, you can't have an ineffable podcast.
But like basically,
not?
basically this was.
Beyond words.
We would just be sitting here.
Oh,
We would just be sitting here.
yeah,
with
bro.
this,
They gotta
like,
go on the astral plane and even
like
understand.
These peaceful looks on our faces.
It's ineffable. Wait, is ineffable a word?
No, it's
The
not.
ineffability is beyond comprehension.
Is that
It's
a
the inevitable.
Why is he the say
the inevitable
Webster.
ineffable?
Dude, he's got.
the inevitable ineffable, man?
Yeah.
Dude, that's beautiful.
I could just see this team of people that's giving him word, like giving him
destined to be-
information
CIA.
through his headphones right now. He's like, yeah, I'm getting all this information. He's like, yeah, that's not a real word. Make sure you correct those guys. You know, there's like a whole team of people in computer
how
room
you knew
somewhere,
about the
like
margarine.
giving Josh all this information.
There's just a team of tiny little people in this cup here. You can't
Dude,
hashtag Wi-Fi.
what if there was
see
like
whispering in my ear.
imagine this. Imagine that, we can only theorize at the deepest levels what an atom or what the smallest unit of measurement can be, and that is proposed to be the Planck length. And so when we look at the atom and you go even further and you see that maybe they're theorizing that there's like these whether or not it's string theory, which is kind of old, doesn't really work that much anymore, but like there's these vibrating strings, or maybe there's just like these energy loops or whatever it is. What's beyond that?
Yeah,
Like what happens if you keep going down and it just becomes another entire universe?
that is.
Maybe it loops through to the macro.
Dude, loop theory.
Loop theory.
Quantum loop theory.
Soup theory.
Is that a thing?
Soup. The quantum soup theory. That's what we're gonna name
It's
it.
soupifying.
Super. Great.
Soupification is.
So yeah, what if that was the universe though? It could be there that it loops back on itself, or maybe it's just another entire universe. Like Horton Hears a Who.
Yeah, man.
You ever seen it?
Haven't seen it.
You ever read the book?
You gotta
Haven't
watch
read
the
the book.
movie. It's
Dr.
a great
Seuss?
movie.
I never heard of him.
No, dude. Dr. Seuss to me. We were just talking about this, weren't we?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you something about Dr. Seuss, but I never did.
What was it?
Have you ever seen his dark art?
No, I heard about this. I really actually
Wow,
it was
this isn't
something
even-
I meant to look up at one point because I heard about it.
It's
It was like
brilliant.
on the top 5 crazy things on YouTube I saw.
It's so brilliant.
Is it?
I love it.
I can
Yeah.
imagine Dr. Seuss doing some really. Is it like horrifying type stuff?
Was it in World War
it's not
II?
horrifying, but it's just,
Wouldn't
It's
end
like
up in a
the-
children's book.
it's like the Winnie the Pooh when he's like the cartoon when he's like having the bad dream about the elephants. It was like
The Hefumps and Woozles. Or
yeah, and it like just like think of a nightmare like scenario cartoon.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. I
I don't
just
know,
saw the World
Dr.
War II
Seuss-
one.
The Dr. Seuss art is kind of a nightmare scenario on its own. I
Yeah.
mean,
How does this architecture actually function? Like, how can anyone walk on these stairs?
Yeah.
You ever seen some of the Dr. Seuss architecture?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like, dude, I would not walk on that bridge.
no, I think I remember.
Cat in the
like,
Hat is pretty
I like
scary
that,
if you think
though.
about
All
it.
the
Yeah,
places
when I
you'll
was a-
go, like, dude, that's some crazy
When I was a
architecture.
We need
kid.
to make some of that architecture
Dude,
now.
yeah,
That'd
dude.
be so
Imagine
cool.
the
Functional.
amusement park of Dr. Seuss. Man, that place would be a hit.
Sounds like a liability.
Yeah.
Well, I lived in St. Louis for a while, and there's a place in St. Louis called City Park. It's basically a giant art exhibit, and it's dude, Tyler, I couldn't even like for you. I think you would really appreciate this, but it's like welded architecture that is like in a playscape, like tunnels that you can crawl in, slides that spiral around. It used to be an old shoe factory. There's an airplane that's sticking off the side of the building, and you can go in it, and there's all these tubular structures you can climb up in, and there's these kids everywhere. But as an adult, it is mind-blowing, dude. I love it. And like, I can feel it. I'm getting kind of to the point where I can't climb through there anymore. But
Cryotherapy.
Yeah.
floating too. Both would work.
True.
But yeah.
Let's go down.
Oh, am I off camera? Yeah. But seriously, I wish I could go snowboarding this year. I want to snowboard.
Let's go snowboarding because I never snowboarded before.
Really?
I longboard, I skate.
It's fun. It's for sure.
I've always wanted to surf. I got to snowboard. Let's all go.
I just windsurfed for the first time like a month ago.
I've had nightmares where I just drift off, like
Like
then
fly?
Yeah, the wind just takes me away, and I would
Wait.
like
While you're surfing or snowboarding?
windsurfing.
Oh, windsurfing.
Like it would, I would just like I had this like dream where
That'd
it
be
would just
awesome.
I would get sucked up into the sky and I would just get pummeled down and it would just be a never escape.
wow.
Tempest.
Yeah, I couldn't get out. I'm like, wake up, wake up, wake up.
That's why you gotta get into lucid dreaming, Dan.
I don't want to.
Why not?
You don't want to.
Really? I don't know. Well, look at this. This
I feel like people that are watching right now are calling Floatlight to see if the phone will ring. So yeah, anybody out there that's calling Floatlight totally works.
Phone works.
Are there a lot of people calling?
no, just
No, there's just one person that called and then hung up. They're probably checking to see
maybe they can't hear us.
if the
Hello,
phones would ring.
hello.
Yeah, but we're live here at Floatlight. The phones ring. Yeah, we're gonna hear it.
We're live.
One of these days, we're gonna be able to take a live caller. That would be cool.
Oh, we gotta be careful with that. But yeah.
Why?
Yeah, we gotta set up Skype or something for that.
No, we'll just
jokesters out
take the
there.
plug out of the phone, out, in, boom, done.
Into what?
The mixer.
What? I didn't mean
We
to
could
yell,
do
sorry.
it. Damn,
There's a
Damn.
jack in the back of the mixer for that?
dude, I got plugs for everything, bro.
Have you seen all the
Need a
jacks on this
plug.
mixer?
Yeah, I got. And you ever seen my drawer of random audio stuff?
No.
It's bad.
BA?
I have one too.
Yeah, we all do. You have a random drawer. You ever get like super curious and you're like, you've built up the random drawer in your life for so long, yet you go through it and you're like, man, there's a lot of cool stuff in here. You ever get that? Like the coolest little trinkets that you put in that drawer from like over the years, and then you go through the tiny random drawer or the random junk drawer. Everyone's got one, right? You got a junk drawer?
John, I have a shelf of boxes.
He's got a junk shelf. But you ever go through it and you're like, man,
Yeah, all the
that
time.
was really cool. That thing I found, I didn't know I had it.
Yeah, the thing that I ordered like a double and a triple of because I didn't know I had it. And I'm like, oh, it was here the whole time.
Yeah. Oh, I've done that. I've ordered something and then I found out I actually had it. But it's just like, oh, I guess I have two of them.
Yeah.
It happens.
It's good to have two of them.
What do you do with the box of like trinkets and nostalgia that you carry around? Like, do you do anything with it?
It depends. If it holds like really nostalgic like value that other people would appreciate, I'll plan on making a shelf out of it
Okay.
and like
nice.
displaying it. I think it would be really cool to do that. I feel like that's kind of already done though. Like when you look at like like the
Coffee tables.
well, I'm actually talking about
Novelty shop looking.
like the SciShow
Collectibles.
on YouTube. Like you get the guys, it's his salon. He's got this whole studio, or like the angry video game nerds got all the video games in the background. Like they have all these random things, So it's like that's already been done. Creating a unique set. I don't know if there's very many shows that just have a straight up green screen like this. I know there are, but does anyone do this?
I don't know. I can't think of
Snoop Dogg does.
Action Bronson.
Snoop
does.
Dogg?
Yeah, Action Bronson.
Yeah,
But
I-
doesn't he just keep it green? Oh wait, yeah, no,
No,
sometimes.
no.
No,
Yeah.
Ancient Aliens, yeah.
He's got
he-
a green screen.
He has the show playing in the back, what they're watching.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of cool.
It is sick.
It's like Mystery Science Theater 2000.
Yeah.
2000.
There's a new one.
3,000, 2,000, 4,000. It keeps going. It used to be 2,000.
10,000.
That was,
Was
the,
it? Really?
back in the day before it was the year 2000. Yeah,
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Year 3000 by Jonas Brothers, great song.
Dude, no, I'm not listening to that,
Dude.
bro.
It sounds like a joke until you listen to it.
Dude, he is definitely a millennial. And you are too. I'm just kidding.
I am.
95.
I'm
stay
actually,
alive.
you know what? I saw something on Instagram the other day. I was like, the banner or whatever it was like old school millennial. because the span of millennials go from a long time. Dude, the people that were born in the early millennial are way different than the new millennial. I'll tell you that much.
That's true.
I've been having this debate with my brother for a while.
It's so crazy. Like
Like,
I
what
can't.
is the-
How can you compare to me, dude? I lived in the 90s, bro.
Do we know when did what is the official start of millennials? When were they? What was
When the
that
Berlin
year?
Wall fell and
It's like
when the
1982
Twin Towers
or
fell,
something
they
like
say.
that.
That's the span.
Yeah, that was from American Horror
are you
Story,
talking about?
Coven.
From the time
When
the
the-
Berlin. Oh, from when it
When
fell.
the Berlin Wall
Yeah, yeah,
fell,
okay.
and when the Twin Towers fell, that's the millennial.
That's millennials.
And then
If
Gen
you're
Z.
anywhere in there.
Yep.
Okay.
Then Gen Z.
So I guess I'm not quite a millennial. I was born too late.
Gen X's are pretty dope though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then he would be considered a baby boomer.
Okay. No.
They're Zoomers.
No. I would.
I think that you're too late to where you would actually not be considered that. That's the problem.
No,
Anyone
my
that's born
parents
in that
weren't-
generational thing,
my
they're gonna be
parents-
like, I'm not that. I'm
my-
not that. Forget it. I'm gonna join the millennials now.
My parents were. There's something between baby boomers and millennials, and it's Gen X, and that's what I.
Oh wait, you are a Gen X.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
My parents
went
were.
way too
My
far
parents
back.
were born in the '60s, bro. My parents.
I called you a baby
boomers.
boomer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, what are you, like 80?
Like I know I'm old, but damn.
Just ripping on you right
Yeah.
now.
Oh shit, I'm sorry, dude. Oh my god.
Powerless to defend.
Oh
myself.
shucks.
Oh, oops.
Oops.
I didn't say that. Nobody said that.
Somebody said it.
No, I didn't.
Where'd you get this
Oh,
notebook though?
Anderson Pens on College Ave,
Nice.
downtown Appleton.
Shout out.
Apparently, they make over $1 million every year.
It's all about the little things.
Who? Anderson Pens?
Yep, but through internet.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wait.
Wow.
International.
Good for them.
and they got expensive pens, like super nice pens,
Dude, these are some of the baddest pens you ever seen.
$100 pens.
What?
Yeah.
Like, and that's like being
Dang.
that's a modest.
That's
pen.
baseline.
Yeah, I
That's a
mean,
baseline pen?
no.
Do you
it-
mind sharing how much that cost?
Oh, this was like $3.
Oh, really? So it's not.
No, it's like a
They're not
$50
making millions,
notebook,
bro.
bro.
It's a nice
Their
notebook.
notepad
Yeah.
line is.
No.
Dude.
No, this is
At
super
a different
reasonable.
scale.
Like I was like really happy to see the price. I was
Can you
like,
buy a $3 pen there, or is it just out of the question?
you probably could just get a free pen that's worth $3.
They just scoff at
Really?
you with like, please.
Yeah.
Walgreens is
We're
down the
not going to
street.
sell you that pen.
But it's nice.
Minimum price is $30.
You gotta get the ink, like the ink in the pen.
Inkwell, nice.
Yeah.
Fountain pens.
Yeah, I need to practice more, but they're fun to play with. I don't do that though.
You should do calligraphy.
I thought about it, but I don't have the patience for
Like
it.
those medieval books, scribing.
So you know what's something that we really wanted to talk about? That now we're really going to put Tyler on the spot because
Yeah.
Tyler brought up this concept that just kind of blew our systematic minds. He said, I had a friend, man, who I was sitting jury duty, and they were and one of the questions is do you believe that the government is run out of the Fox cities? And where was the jury duty
The
located?
Wisconsin government.
So this was taking place in Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
And that was one of the questions.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
And if you believe that,
Oh my God, that's mind-blowing.
so if you believe that though, like how would that bias you in the trial?
That's the point.
Exactly. Like,
Why would they ask that? It's
Exactly.
So, well, he doesn't know
Dissenters.
what the trial's about, though. That's the
I-
thing.
Oh, you had
don't-
no idea.
No, it was my friend.
Maybe
But I
it was
can ask
somebody.
him.
Maybe the person who was on trial was from the Fox Valley.
And he was just passing through.
So if you had like some sort of bias against people from the Fox Valley because you believe they secretly run the state, you would be biased.
Dude, to ask that question is mind-blowing.
It is a very strange question to ask for jury selection. Like really weird.
So maybe the subject matter of that trial involved
The shadow government.
the shadow government and the Fox cities.
And you
Yeah.
know something else that I just heard today?
We're really putting ourselves out there right now. I'm willing to, you know what? martyrs right here.
What?
Yeah.
wait, I'm just here for a
Or martyrs.
conversation.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay,
I don't
and
think so.
to
I
even put this further down the rabbit hole, I had a talk with a lawyer today because I got myself in some trouble. But I didn't get in trouble in this county, in Outagamie County. Yeah. And he said that the people in Outagamie County, this is quoting his words, run a Nazi regime of like strictness here in Outagamie County. And like crazy.
Yeah, I believe it.
What do you mean?
And like they just make examples out of people like all the time.
Mhm.
Oh, he's saying the strictness.
The
The strictness
strict-
is that severe,
Yeah,
not an actual.
Yep. The strictness is that severe for like minor, like, you know, everything is perspective, but minor.
Well, to give you
offenses.
some perspective on that, I was charged with possession of marijuana and given 12 months of probation because I admitted to taking a hit from a joint.
Oh no, that's crazy. In Outagamie County,
Yes.
what year?
1999.
Oh, you're one of
Dan
the.
was 4 years old.
Those are good times.
You're one of the pioneers.
Yes, I'm a Fox Valley pioneer.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I am.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy. So what do you think? Governments run out of Fox cities?
Well,
Wisco government.
Lobbyists.
that would explain Outagamie County's severeness.
Well, even I don't know about like the.
So then technically we're in the epicenter right now.
Yeah.
I don't know about like the actual like the feds, but maybe like
No,
the
not the-
Wisconsin state
The
government.
Wisconsin state
Wisconsin's,
government.
yeah.
And I could see it because of the history of Appleton and the ravines and how Appleton used to be called Seven Hills before it was.
Wait, there's history.
Really?
Yeah.
What's up with the foxes?
Tell us about
Yeah,
this.
what is up with the...
Because I'll tell you something about Tyler, folks. Like Tyler, he's like he has a lot of historical knowledge. He actually appreciates the history of the Fox cities, which I actually appreciate.
It gets me in trouble.
Well, you know, tell us. No, it doesn't. Not on this show.
So yeah, the Seven Hills is what Appleton used to be called. There used to be like a cemetery. I think there used to be a cemetery where the post office is, and then they moved the cemetery and they made a dump, a city dump. I know for sure that there was a city dump where the post office is right now, and that area and the PAC and the Jimmy John's and the Red Lion Hotel and the Exhibition Center. This is
He's overdoing it, bro.
this is all part of like one of the largest ravines of Appleton and like the Fox Valley here, and like at least in this section. Like anybody familiar with Peabody Park, like
Yeah.
that's like
I've been
a
there.
very large ravine. So Jones Park and Arbutus Park are the same ravine, if you know what
Yep.
which parks those are.
Uh-huh.
And all of that used to be as deep as Arbutus Park, and it used to be called Mill Creek Ravine.
Yeah, anybody watching the Tiny Roundtable physically right now can take a chair. They like. Just letting you know.
Yeah.
But
We have a studio audience of one person.
He's looking pretty pieced out.
He's been working on.
He said he's tired.
He's been working on A in this building, which is actually going to be. It's going to be. What's the name of the shop? Side Quest
oh,
Gaming.
nice. Yep.
Sorry, I totally missed it. So JJ, if you're hearing me, I apologize. I know it's Side Quest Gaming. Totally chill.
Shout
I was-
out JJ and Dean.
Yeah, Dean. They're cool folks, dude. Are they really?
2 doors down.
They're getting it set up. They're supposed to be open by Monday, I think.
Oh.
Side Quest Gaming. When you walk in there, they got classic video games. So many. It's super cool. It's like a nostalgia trip because, man, I grew up in the 90s playing GoldenEye 007,
Yeah.
Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. Man, I have a really special place in my heart for those games. And also, like, the Super Nintendo. So, like, Link to the Past. Love it. I don't know. I'm kind of a Zelda nerd. A little bit Nintendo.
I recently tried to play some GoldenEye and found it was
A little bit
yeah, it was a little hard to play.
It is hard, but you have to appreciate like what it felt like back
Oh
then.
man, back in the day.
You didn't complain about the frame rate.
No.
Nobody complained about the frame rate.
Well, the guy who was losing did.
Wait, Peabody Park, guys.
Yeah, he was like, man, I was skipping frames, bro.
Just my quadrant.
So like Peabody Park, Jones Park, they're a ravine.
Yep. And Appleton used to be called Seven Hills because it had 7 ravines like in the main part of it. Lawrence obviously is the first thing, is founded 1 year before Wisconsin was founded.
What?
Yep.
Settlers.
For real?
So even and Lawrence, the people of Lawrence took the best spot. They took the best spot on the river. Like, you know, like if you think about it, it's like
First come.
right around the yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, first come, you know, they murdered a bunch of people.
That's where I think the fox comes from. Like,
the Fox tribe. I think.
yeah, is that what it
Yeah,
is?
there was the indigenous
They were
people.
eradicated.
Because I know in
Yeah.
Michigan,
By
there's
the
also
Lawrence
like fox.
University.
Well, I don't know.
Not
about
by
that.
Lawrence University. I mean, by the settlers.
You never know, man.
But
American history, man.
But definitely part of them. Like,
Yeah, the
I mean-
tribe was eradicated. Let's just be honest. They
Right.
were.
Like Butamore.
They really should respect that and put that in the history books.
Yeah. Why have
no.
I never heard of this before?
well, yeah, because they
Because
don't
local
want
history-
you to know.
Is it?
Local history doesn't hold the same precedent as national history. So
But-
you never really get
Yeah,
that
but
level.
The national history is BS.
Yeah, I know, Tyler. I know.
Growing up in the Fox Valley,
I'm just saying. They
Yeah,
never.
no, I
The
know.
If this
history is
area was
always
inhabited-
skewed because if there's more negative than there is positive, then what's they're not even gonna they're gonna be like, we're not even gonna talk about history. Then we're just gonna we'll just focus on math.
well, I feel like in the Fox Valley, if this area was inhabited by people who were taken out, slaughtered, and now we have our city here, like, we should be honoring them.
Well, you know what? We're gonna honor them right now.
Or maybe we should just
We honor the Fox tribe if that
Yeah.
is a real thing. Honestly, why not?
should we have a moment of silence, man? I mean, jeez.
I don't think we can have a moment of silence long enough.
Well,
Whoa.
Yeah.
no, I understand that. I just don't know what else to do.
I don't think a moment of silence. I think that speaking about it is probably the best justification there is.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
Let's do some research on the Fox tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll bring it to
Yeah.
the table.
Well, there's a lot in like the Winnebago tribe and like all that jazz. Like, there's so much. And I even was just up in Oconto, Wisconsin. It's like going north on the Upper Peninsula, and there was ruins they found of like people from 3,500 years ago. Like, and they were the copper, like, indigenous people. They were like
Dude.
taking copper from the Keweenaw Peninsula.
I saw a YouTube video.
Tools were going everywhere.
But I think you also mentioned it too.
Whoa.
Yeah, they found tools like in
Yeah.
the South of America, like not in South America, but south of North America.
Well, there's a lake
East
in
Coast.
Wisconsin, or at least it's
Are you
in the.
talking about Rock Lake?
Well, we're gonna get there.
Oh, okay.
But you know, the Great Lakes, they're ancient lakes. This is like
Ice Age territory.
yeah, Ice Age, yeah. So they found like a pyramid or something under the lake, right?
And that would have to be about 3,500 years old
Or more.
or more.
It could be more, yeah. I mean, it could go all the way back to the last great ice age, 10,000 years.
Well, it would go back farther, wouldn't it?
Well, I mean, yeah, it generally yes, because you'd have to be, in order for them to construct that, it'd have to be before that. That's why a lot of people think that the historical record. It's a motorcycle going through.
Sorry,
the,
don't mind me.
Yeah, it happens.
It's just,
Historical
I hear it in
record
my
what?
headphones.
The historical record only can go back to the last ice age because anything
Everything's
that
wiped.
was prior to that is likely
Right.
just gone. I mean,
Scraped away.
yeah.
Have you ever heard of Graham Hancock?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Graham Hancock, he's a genius, dude, and
Yeah.
some of his theories are just mind blowing. Paul
He was-
Stamets, he's another one. Look up
Graham
Paul
Hancock
Stamets.
was the guy that proposed that the glaciers didn't actually erode this area, but that it was a water flood.
Yep.
And
The
he had
Great
some
Flood.
he had some evidence for that
In Montana,
in Montana
you
as
ever
well.
see that?
Yeah, that's why a lot of the
It's like
the,
similar stuff that you're
the
talking
major
okay.
epics of the and the major
Gilgamesh.
the
Yeah.
major epics and myths.
Yep.
They're talking about a great
Yeah, the
flood.
whole world has
Diluvian.
among distance and
time.
location, time.
Yep.
People are talking about similar events, but kind of referring to them differently.
Yep. Because they were just living in a different place.
Right.
But
They're
it
just
all affected
describing
them.
the same thing,
Yep.
but in a more culturally and time relevant to them.
Right. And who survived from their culture, basically.
Right.
Graham Hancock was talking about the Great Lakes area.
Yes,
Whoa.
Yeah.
because this area has been very smoothed over.
This area,
by
you have to think about
something.
Taylor's Falls.
Traditional geology would say the glaciers.
Right. Have you ever heard of Taylor's Falls?
No.
It's on the border of Wisconsin and Minnesota. It's the St. Croix runs through it from Lake Superior,
Okay.
and it turns into the Mississippi. But there's a spot like in the middle of Duluth and Stillwater and Hudson. There's like huge like bigger than this like potholes that are made from water going and then like spinning debris and like gravel and like grinding the stone down into like and you can see it on like micro scales when you go to a waterfall. You can see like little tiny potholes like everywhere.
Oh my
and
god!
It's from the water pushing and like spinning and like ice, damming it up and then breaking through and just like constant years of scraping and like ice and rock and water. And that's like on a huge mega scale like this
that would
thing.
have to be massive.
Wow.
And it's the same in or it's not the same in Montana, but there's like this huge open area in Montana where you can see like when you look on a beach, like right as the water's hitting the shore, the sand, it like makes a ripple, like the little ripple. You can go to this Montana place and you can see it on a grand macro scale.
Oh my goodness!
And it's
That's
like the rolling hills of it. It's just like it looks like water, like a stream.
Yeah, like water. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's so crazy.
That's what I saw. That's what Graham Hancock was pointing out, where I was learning about his theory of the water flood.
Well, what just fascinates me in general, like, and this is kind of just looking at the universe and like the scale proportion of things. It still just always blows my mind. It's something I can always go back to when you look at the concept of like fractal geometry and like how something at its smallest possible level can show a similar fractal design to its highest macro proportion. It's just mind-blowing.
That's probably just the rules of this plane, though.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But like you can
Did you
find levels. And what's mind-blowing is not necessarily that.
Yeah.
It's that at different levels and different scales, the things that you're seeing are so vastly different. It could be nature. It could be how humans self-organize. How
But that is nature.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Technology
what I'm saying.
is nature.
Okay, fine, but like,
But that's still crazy because
But
people
yeah.
separate them. Yeah.
well, think about like a blood vessel.
Yeah.
It's like a river, and then think about like a blood vessel, a river, and then you could think about like a tree branch, or you could think about like anything. You could think about how humans construct roads, and when you start looking about like the way that we construct roads, it shows a shape of something else, and it's like similar to that level.
Yep.
And you can keep building and building its proportions, and it's just like mind blowing when you think about it, because like you could talk about like, well, is there a creator? Is there something is there an intelligent being behind that? But then you think about like you could look at it from different perspectives. You could look at it the economy of growth. You could look at it as what is the most likely way that this could go, or you could look at it, well, it has to be divine or whatever. But point is that it's just like we somehow have a way of eventually leading to like these beautiful structures.
Same patterns.
You know, one thing I always wonder about is like if there are other universes, like are the rules, like do they have like those built-in rules but they're different? So like the golden ratio isn't the golden ratio in some other universe?
I think it definitely is probably
Think
something
that's
different.
possible?
Oh yeah.
Or maybe like you have to have those rules to give birth or give rise to a universe that we could even recognize or describe as a type of existence.
And that could be the dissenter. How much is actually that, and how much is it like pareidolia? Because we're humans observing it in the end, looking for patterns. But I do understand these patterns are real. But I'm just saying, I'm taking the dissenter role.
I get it.
How much is pareidolia?
But do you want to know something? I'm just gonna drop a random fact.
Yeah,
on you. Do you know
drop
what a measurement, or do you know what is an infinite value? Something in our world that is an infinite value that we can actually look at. Is a coastline. The length.
Yeah.
The length of a coastline.
Well, yeah, you can, because you'll keep dividing the fractal over and over and over. But no, it's not an infinite value because there is a Planck length according to physics.
So you could get down to the Planck length.
When you said it the first time, I just thought it was so funny. Planck length.
Yeah.
Words.
It's just the length of a plank.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Planking.
Planck is the name of the
Planking.
scientist that
Oh,
discovered.
sorry,
the way.
Planck.
Really? That's ironic, or not? Maybe not ironic, but I don't know what you'd call it. Like
Whoa.
coincidence.
Well, I just think it's like Tesla's got the coolest name ever. Like, that's a cool name, Tesla. But you know what? As human beings, we define what is interesting and cool.
Yeah,
So the name Tesla.
because we put attachments to it.
Well, yeah, we put an attachment to it. So when you say that's a Tesla unit of energy, or now this car is called a Tesla, that sounds cool because we put value to that.
Because I grew up playing Command and Conquer Red Alert. I was like, Tesla coils, man.
Yeah.
Those are
Tesla
in
coils.
those are in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. They'll zap you, man.
They will zap you,
You
dude.
put them around your base.
I remember
so
that
when
game.
the
I used to
enemies
play
are like
Red Alert. That was
trying to
a good
invade
game.
your base,
Really?
they're
Yeah.
getting fried.
They were totally good too. They were really nice.
Oh, they were the best base defense in
Yeah,
that
and
game.
I think that was the red, wasn't it? That get those?
Yeah, the Soviets had them,
Yeah, not the.
not the Americans.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is crazy to me.
Why? Because nobody. A lot of people think that Tesla was like completely
Let's go back in
unknown
time and play
prior.
some Command and
Tesla
Conquer.
was known for a long time. They actually named a unit of energy after Tesla.
Oh yeah.
So to say that Tesla was unknown, it was only that Tesla's personal history and what his accomplishments were unknown because there was no medium to tell them. And the
suppression.
textbooks that we relied on as students
Yeah.
didn't really decide to bring that up.
No.
But now the world has changed and we can get our information.
Yeah.
We can actually fact check the textbooks now. And like
Yep.
that scares academia.
Oh yeah.
They're like, oh
Because they've been
damn.
lying for years.
Yeah, you could
For
put whatever you wanted in a
years.
textbook and say that. You know, I remember my
Government
grandmother.
written.
She'd be like, "Did you look that up in a book?" I'm just like, "No, Grandma." Like that came up like a dedicated source. Like I could find any research paper on the internet and tell me that Wiki's not right about a lot of things. That's the whole point. I'm part of the Wiki community. I'm an editor, so like,
Whoa.
I fact check the Wikipedia. I get points for it. It's awesome. Totally fun to do. Like you go in there and if you find something that's not cited correctly, I'll either delete it or I'll cite it for them or I'll say like you got to edit this. Yeah, I'm a fact checker, but I also write Wikipedia too.
That's crazy.
Did he put the conspiracy theory about Fox Valley in there?
No,
Oh, you should make an entry.
I can't do it.
What?
Why not?
Well,
It's fact.
I got it.
That it's a
I
conspiracy.
know
heard it here
you
first.
don't understand.
That it's a
Like,
conspiracy
there's
theory.
other people who are also fact checking me, and if I put something in there that doesn't go with the status quo, I know it sucks. I have to say, but I'll get shut down.
Heavy weighs the crown.
Man,
Yeah, I know it sucks, but like seriously,
Martyr, dude. Martyrdom.
yeah, I know. But then you know what's gonna happen? I do it, and they're gonna be like, "This guy's an idiot." They're gonna delete it, and then I'm gonna get points deducted, and then I
Somebody's
won't be able
gotta-
to edit the next thing I need to edit. I have edited. There's the wiki for the float tanks. It's called Isolation Tank. I've added stuff in there. I've done a little bit of like things that weren't really verified, but it didn't actually go through. Like I got fact checked. So
fact check.
like I tried to
Fact-checked.
change the image. I tried to change what Isolation Tank was back to sensory deprivation because somebody decided to reclassify it. It just irritates me.
Fact check, Sean.
I'm a Google local guide too. That's another valuable one to be.
So am I.
How do you do that?
You just review places you go.
Oh.
What local guide level are you? You're level 5?
Yeah, I don't know. I
Level
forgot.
5
I think I
mage.
am level 5.
I'm a level 5, I think.
Remember we compared
It's like RuneScape in real life.
our local guide levels?
It's like
Do you get
Black Mirror
emails from
episode.
Google like,
Yeah.
you're invited to the conference?
No,
The local-
I've never been invited to any conference.
I don't know,
They just
Google-
always tell me like, "Oh, people value
Oh,
your
no.
opinion. You should tell them if you liked Arby's or not." And I'll be like, "No, I hated Arby's."
You think that's subconscious?
What is?
Arby's calendar over there.
No, they actually did ask me about Arby's, and I told them Arby's.
But
I mean, it's not the worst food, but it'll take forever to get it.
I never see customers. How are they still around?
I don't know. And how do they take so long to give you a roast beef sandwich when there's nobody else in line? That's what I want to know.
Arby's conspiracy.
Yeah,
How
there's
can-
something going on in there.
Any fast food place compete, or not even fast food place compete with the new Chick-fil-A?
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro!
There's a
Dude,
conspiracy going on about
Chick-fil-A
this
is-
Chick-fil-A thing. How does Chick-fil-A and Popeye's Chicken open at the exact same
I don't know.
time.
That's
There
just
was-
here though.
Yeah. Oh,
But
yeah.
like the Fox Valleys, man.
Yeah.
Fox
Fox
Valleys,
Valley's bringing
man.
it in. Yep.
There's a
Those
Fox Valley.
valleys.
Well, we have a couple.
Is he talking about
valleys.
multiple Fox Valleys?
He is.
Is it the Fox Valley? I
the
don't know.
multiverse Fox Valley?
It's a, yeah, dude. What
It's just
what
one
dimension
valley.
are we in,
Oh.
bro?
It's just
No,
Fox
but,
Valley. I swear people say yes. But like the memes came out when this was happening, and I'm like, dude, the Appleton, Popeyes, and
Yeah, I
Chick-fil-A
know, that
is
was weird.
single-handedly.
Yeah, because they got into
in-
like a scuffle on social media, like nationally,
when this was
and
opening.
then they opened the 2 restaurants, and I was getting all confused. I'm like, how
What do you
important
mean
is
they
the
got
Fox
into
Valley?
a scuffle nationally?
memes
Because
worldwide.
Popeye's brought out the chicken sandwich,
They've been feuding worldwide online for like
and then
months or a month.
And now they're like following each other everywhere they go.
But is that only?
No, that's just happening
Is
here.
that only in this area though? Are they feeding us that through the internet?
Whoa,
Dude, that could be like the most.
no, because
elaborate-
I know people around the
Appleton's
world.
in
that could be the
Oh, no,
most
nation, I
elaborate
mean.
PR stunt ever.
No, but it's not that
But that's like-
unfeasible.
We
Their
could
parent
then,
corporation is the
Cambridge
same.
Analytica shit.
Dude,
yeah,
Cambridge
I mean, people
Analytica.
end up
Yeah.
in social media bubbles. Maybe they've
Yeah.
gone into the whole city.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Crazy.
I've
Pretty
but
wild,
like I know
yeah.
people.
So which one's
nationwide.
better? I don't really want to hate on it. We're a business. We like you both, but honestly, which
Well,
one's
look,
better?
From what I've seen on YouTube, looks like Popeyes takes the cake.
Dude, I went to Chick-fil-A the other day, and I don't even like fast food anymore. You know, I'm pretty much done with it. But that Chick-fil-A, no, dude, it took me 10 minutes, man. That place.
Did
was,
you have the app?
Dude, you have VIP access.
Did you have
That
the
place
app?
was popping, man. I've
I
never
think they
seen
got
so
rid
many
of it,
people.
though.
I went inside,
'Cause it was-
this long ass line, in and out in 10 minutes. Amazing. That's next level fast food
And
right there.
you're sick of fast food now?
Yeah, well, not
Did you
Chick-fil-A.
Oh,
like it?
because of
Not
that, it took
Chick-fil-A.
you.
You like Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A is a very high class chicken fast food
It's on the
restaurant.
What
Cusp
about
of not-
Popeyes? Tell me about it. What do people like about it?
Pot pies, my
Cheap.
2 favorite things.
I'm not gonna say anything. I went to a Popeyes once in Madison, and I didn't have a good experience, and I haven't been back.
But that's location specific.
Yeah, I shouldn't let that one location ruin it for
Ruin
me.
your experience. But people on social media are saying Popeyes is the winner.
Yeah. It's bigger, more ingredients.
I
More
personally,
sandwich?
ingredients,
I personally would not recommend either.
GMOs.
Yeah, man.
Well, I'm gonna go.
There's
I'm recommending Chick-fil-A. Go there.
Go to Chicago Grill
I got the
on
spicy.
on College Ave. Chicago Grill on College Ave.
Oh, what do they do?
Philly cheesesteaks?
They do like hot dogs and they do shawarmas. That's what I get.
Oh, okay. Look, I
Chicken
mean,
shawarma.
no, technically you shouldn't be eating at Chick-fil-A. You shouldn't eat a lot of stuff. But if you want real food, Cozy Corner on what's that little street it's on? It's off the Ave a little bit.
It's on
right behind
Walnut.
it's like Walnut. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll find it. That is a tremendous restaurant. I was
Nice.
blown away
Mize,
when I ate there.
If you want real food.
Joseph's or Joseph's Euros in Soldier Square.
I haven't had good experiences with Heroes.
Oh, we should try them.
I've never liked them.
Oh, get a falafel or just hummus.
I'm not into that either. To be honest with you.
You're not in falafel?
No.
Hummus.
Hummus is alright.
Pita?
I'll eat it
Hummus.
with carrots or a little bit of pita bread.
Some bell peppers. Flame.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roasted bell pepper hummus.
I made some baba ganoush the other day.
Oh.
Yeah.
I gotta give the rest of the booch to the guest.
Is there enough?
There will be. Oh,
There
that's
will be.
gonna.
I offered it to her already.
Oh.
This. Yeah.
I guess you gotta do what you
I
gotta
thought
do.
you had like 2 of those growlers when you didn't you?
Nah, 1.5.
This is perfect.
We went through 6 in
That's a
like
lot
a
of
couple
booch.
days.
That's probably too much booch.
No.
Never.
No.
I don't know. I
How
heard
dare
you're only
you.
supposed to
We're
drink
gonna
it.
get some more. Don't worry.
I heard like you're supposed to have
anybody
8
out there
ounces
that
every
would
other
like
day.
some BFF kombucha, we are in the process
shouldn't
right
have that
now
much
of
beer or
getting
alcohol,
a
you
keg
know?
of this stuff. It is
You
so
should Probably
delicious.
only have that much beer or alcohol.
Yeah.
You know.
Sure.
But people don't. People have.
Oh, I
way
thought.
more.
Daniel's getting upset. He's like, man,
Alright.
No, I'm good.
I can't believe you all
Share the
rest,
booch.
Rest of it, yeah, that's what the tag says. BFF, share the booch.
I don't drink. I drink less than 8 ounces.
I'm not
of
mad,
alcohol
man.
in
Hey man,
every other
you know
day.
that
good.
that the guest that just got done floating, this float fam, respect the float fam,
Yeah.
respect the float fam,
Respect.
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 I respect.
They're listening right now.
Are they?
No.
Shouts out to Vanda Hayes though. Yeah, man. I really like what they do. I had a great event there. They gave me a Zen garden. Yeah, it was awesome. You could join us if you're like, come, because they want to know who you're talking to. Oh, okay. Yeah, shouts out to Vanda Hayes. Get all your landscaping needs down there. Menards is from Wisconsin though too, right?
Eau Claire.
Yeah.
Eau Claire, yeah.
I worked at the distribution center.
I thought they were nationwide.
They are.
Oh my gosh, you said they are.
Or they're getting there.
I wonder
Are
if
they?
Woodman's
Yeah,
is.
they're getting there.
I don't think Woodman's is either.
They have really good benefits.
Do they?
Yeah.
It's a co-op.
I've been hearing that for
Woo!
ages. Maybe I should
Yeah.
go work there.
Yep. They pay really good, like $17 an hour for
Yep.
like night shift or something, and like double on the weekends.
Are they Wisconsin too?
Why am I not working
I
at
think
Woodman's?
so.
That's
But
awesome.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah,
you
man,
should.
just do some third shifts,
You remember when they had a video store?
like family video.
No, Woodman's. They
Woodman's?
had video rental.
Really?
Yeah, you guys are really young.
Yeah.
You wouldn't, dude. When I was like 11, I used to go in there and rent Aerobiz Supersonic for Super Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
It was a badass game. I'd rent that from them and keep it for weeks.
I can't.
And
believe
then,
they
like-
still
Was there any
have it.
repercussions or
I don't know. My parents probably had paid
they didn't
the
have
fine.
databases back then?
No, they paid the fine. They'd yell at me. Whatever. But I would call them. I'd be like, "Yo, you guys got Aerobiz Supersonic in? Because I'm coming down." And they'd be like, "You're the only person that rented it."
Man, they were doing video games and videos there too.
Yeah, it was a good time, man. That was like the heyday of my life. Going grocery shopping with the parents, renting Super Nintendo games.
I hate grocery stores.
One time I rented a
Why?
Sega.
The lighting or something, I don't know.
Oh,
I
I
just
see.
hate walking in there. I'm like, ugh.
One time I rented a Sega CD. Remember that?
No.
No. Is that,
The PS1 was the earliest
no.
console I had.
Oh, okay. Well, Sega CD was one of the first CD-based consoles, so I rented the whole console. And when I opened it up, there was a pair of 410 gauge shotgun shells in there.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah, and so we called them and told them about it, and they said that the previous renter was a sheriff.
That's
So-
chilling.
Yeah, it's like
Oh.
keep better track of your ammunition, bro.
Or what if he somebody in,
Well, they weren't empty,
oh they weren't.
and you wouldn't use that to kill somebody. That's small. It's like squirrel hunting,
Yeah, but you can still kill somebody.
point blank.
Shoot him in the eye.
Yeah,
Oh man.
it's birdshot. I mean, it's not gonna.
Dick Cheney did it.
Yeah, and now he's got an artificial heart.
Or a couple. He's had a couple.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got a lot more than that.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't travel very much internationally because he could be arrested at pretty much any time
Yeah, I've
because
heard
of
that.
war crimes.
War crimes.
And as a vice president,
Hey, how come like you never hear anything about him? Like he's got to be like almost dead, right?
I mean,
You would think.
respect, but I hope so.
But I mean, like you'd think at some point you'd be hearing like, "Oh, Dick Cheney's on his deathbed,"
I hope soon.
but you never hear anything. It's weird.
They
I wouldn't.
have so much money that they can be alive for
That guy, yeah, he's way outlived his natural lifespan because he had a bad heart.
Yeah.
I don't think he even has that one anymore.
How symbolic.
Yeah.
That, oh my gosh, that's craziness.
Hey, I mean, there was a lot of darkness surrounding that administration. But,
Yeah.
you know, I feel like it's you might be getting a little too judgmental on an individual person.
No, it's all of them. It's George Senior who is dead, you know,
Whoa.
and
Oh, I know,
and
but
little baby Bush.
It starts at the very least with the assassination of JFK.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Well,
But probably it goes way
I heard
earlier
that
than that.
that H.W. Bush was the first. He like created the CIA. I heard. That's what I heard.
One of the first
Yeah.
in
I'd have to
command
look it up.
Yeah,
there,
and he was the youngest fighter pilot in World War II.
Yep.
Oh, here's a
And he survived like the plane disaster or something, right?
I don't know,
That's what they say.
but I'm gonna say it right now because it's 9/11. It's BS. 9/11's BS. A missile hit the Pentagon.
Oh yeah, no,
For sure.
I don't know if it was a missile, but it wasn't a plane.
Definitely wasn't a plane.
And Building 7 fell.
Yeah, man.
Yep. fire was not the cause
So-
of collapse of a skyscraper.
It's never happened before or since.
Yeah, people have said like there was explosions,
Mhm.
and like the firefighters said there was explosions in the basement.
Yep. And you can see like on the building, you can see like little.
Yeah,
Like-
you can see the charges going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but RIP to everyone that
Right.
was lost though, because
And no disrespect to like the firemen or like the people who were fighting to like save the day, because
They're
that
the
was
heroes.
real.
They
That
were-
stuff
yeah.
was real. But like the whole
everything. Yeah.
jihadist agenda
Yeah.
was like total fake to me.
Are people actually listening to us right now?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You think so?
Yeah.
We just pretty much outed ourselves as 9/11 truthers. So
Well, I did. I'll take the fall
you
on
missed that.
I've been saying that when I was in high school in like 2009, I was giving a lecture about like 9/11 being like fake.
Whoa.
Dude, when
What
I
did
was
what were you graded?
I don't remember.
Oh.
I don't
well
know.
in
There's
2002,
a lot of crazy stuff surrounding that doesn't make a lot of sense. So
when I was 21, 22, I was running around putting up 9/11 truth posters
Whoa.
and like anti-war posters around town, and I put my email address on them, and like one dude emailed me and like was just basically being like, how can you
Oh.
be so disrespectful, blah blah blah. And I'm like,
Like, dude, it happened, but just
Yeah.
not how you think it happened.
and like
well, I think the anti-war thing can offend a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
You know, some people
Yeah.
believe that you have to fight for your freedom. I don't really take a stance on that. Truth is that there are things that we have to do as a nation, and things that we ought to do, and things that we really don't have to do, and things that we really ought not to do. And it's hard to put to throw those lawn darts in the right spot.
Yeah.
And sometimes it feels like those lawn darts are being artificially placed.
Yeah.
So
Manipulated
my
propaganda.
philosophy. Yeah.
We're
And-
just
and
well, I
so-
think the only way to know what's the right thing to do is to follow your heart.
A lot of people like there's this one mental
Your heart-
Your
exercise.
conscious.
get a heart replacement if you need to.
Well,
there's this one mental
get a conscious replacement.
there's this one
Yeah.
mental exercise to see like what's a right, and like if you and someone else were alone on an island, what are the rights, what rights would make sense? Like if you infringed upon the freedom of someone else to do something, like if like murder or something, like what makes sense?
Well, if there's only one other person, I'm that
Yeah.
one getting murdered. So
Yeah, but like what makes sense with just two people on an island? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
do you want me to start thinking about that?
No, I'm just saying
so
like
there's two people on an island. Are
Yeah.
they both female? Are they male or male and female? It's
They're
an
theys.
important question.
They're they.
we can make them both male.
The reason I ask is because nature. You have to ask yourself, nature.
Well, it's basically like if it doesn't make sense for those people on the island, then it shouldn't make sense for like people as a nation. Like then you have a lot of crimes with no victim. You know, like
Man,
a lot
I
of
feel
people.
like two people really it's too vague.
Yeah.
Like I feel like in order to really grasp the topic, you have to have at least three people.
yeah.
Diplomacy really only starts with the third person. Because diplomatic relationships between two people, then you're really talking about like the macro level of all of the organisms that exist within that one individual. Then it's like your diplomacy is really based on the micro scale of all of the things that live within you.
That's why I believe in polygamy. I think just two people is not
Whoa.
enough. You need that third person.
What?
What
Dude,
about polyamorous?
Or yeah,
That makes more sense,
polyamory.
yeah.
Nah, not polygamy, polyamory. I'm looking for a couple. No, I'm just kidding. I don't believe in that.
man,
I'm
tiny
just-
round table gets real sometimes.
gets weird. Gets
Little-
weird when
little
I'm
I'm not weirded out. It's all good.
That's natural stuff that we're just
Yeah, it's
like.
nature, man.
But for so long, we've been ruled by like a Christian viewing of like how sex and marriage and partnership should be, and it shouldn't have been this way. Or like it shouldn't have been only one way was like the right way.
Well, I think that the Christian model of that is like, imagine somebody wanted to paint nature and they're like, okay, this is what it looks like. And then like they got it pretty good. But then they're like, but then we should do this and that. You know, like they just add all their own ideas. I mean to say that like all religion, there's an element of reflection of reality, or
Oh,
like
yeah. Isn't that
the
at its core? Isn't
inevitable.
Isn't that in its core kind of what it is? It's a reflection of reality.
But
It's attempting to
like an ancient religion, it's really had a lot of time to grow weeds. You know.
I feel like the more religion grows from its ancient roots, the more potential it has to become something other than what it was intended to be.
It's building upon weaker and weaker foundations.
Yeah.
Loses its true
Like a house
divine
of cards.
origin.
What?
Like a house of cards.
Yeah.
Dude, have you ever read the book A House of Leaves?
Never heard of it.
Yeah, me either.
What's it about?
Well, it's about, there's some crazy things in the universe. When you look at like architecture and proportion, like The House of Leaves is a book about a house. It's like, think about like a haunted house, like any haunted house movie or story. I guess it's totally like relevant because it's coming to be kind of close to Halloween and whatnot. Hold on, gotta turn off this thing. What's that sound?
Heat from the orb?
I don't know what that is.
Heat pump?
Anyway, so like, what causes a house to be haunted? Is it the entities that existed within it, or is it because the house was abandoned? Maybe it's the house itself that's being rejected, and the house decides to take a stance.
Whoa.
Yeah, think about it. So
Wow,
like,
I've never thought of that.
Dude.
yeah. So like, what happens in this book? It's a brilliant book, and it cannot be. This cannot be understated. You have to buy the physical copy or rent or go to the library and get it because you have to read the book, the physical copy of the book. And you're like, John, that's ridiculous. Like, shameless plug. I know you want to support the author. That's not even what this is about. Like, the way the book is written, the actual words printed on the pages make a difference. It's so mind-blowing. So, like, this book, it talks about this dude that lives in a house, or this guy, this couple, whatever. And he measures the inside dimensions of the house. And he's like, okay, cool. And then he measures the outside of the house. The outside of the house's dimensions are less than the dimensions he measures on the inside. How is that possible? And he's like, this can't be. He's like, he's sifting over it for like days and weeks. And he's like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden, in his living room, a door appears. Technically, it would lead to the outside backyard. But when you open the door, it's a hallway, endless. You can't see the end. And it just dwells into the story. But the way the story is written is the text of the story is crazy. Like, the text will go off the page. The text will be written in a square. It invokes emotion based on the text that's used. Because like when something's that's really big, the text, the font size will get really big. Something that's really small or diminished in like significance will get really, really tiny and start to dwindle off. It's such a trip, man. Like, the book is insane.
Dude, the second time that you and I ever met each other, you showed me that book and you told me I have to read it.
Yes.
Well, because you were saying everyone needs to buy a physical copy of it, that just like made my mind. What is Amazon's book app called?
Kindle.
And you're familiar with
you
book
can't do it that way.
You're familiar with book burnings? They're
Book
putting
burnings
it right in front of our
kill.
eyes.
Kill stories.
Kindling.
Yeah,
Fire.
you can't get House
Boom.
of Leaves digitally.
All books
you
gone.
have to pick up the physical copy, and there's another really good reason.
Well, you can buy
Imagine
physical
trying to
books
You
do
feel me?
Yeah.
no, seriously, check this out.
Crazy.
Imagine trying to read a choose your own adventure book on a Kindle. I mean, yeah, I guess they could make it really simple. Click this and you'll get to the right page. Okay, fine.
Might be simpler than actually reading the book.
Whatever, dude.
Well, you could change anything in a book that's digital.
What that's crazy
That's
about
more like
this
those
book is there's a page that like unfolds into another page, and like the page is ripped in half.
You gotta get one for the float center.
I know.
Are they over $100?
No.
Oh,
I
let's
really
get
should
one.
order the book for the Flow Center because it is such a good book. But yeah. But anyway, like when you think about like houses, they're like physical entities and they possess something. I don't necessarily believe that you have to have had this house buried on an Indian reservation or some burial or a cemetery. The house itself becomes like this feeling of abandonment. It just becomes angry. And it's like, I need to. The house feels like it has to like speak, or it resents the fact that it's been abandoned. Yeah, I don't know what that is. There's like a party going on
I'm just
outside.
glad I'm not the only one hearing it. Because I thought I was. But
I'm telling you, this place is not haunted.
no, I don't think it is.
Oh, it definitely is.
Something's going on in the alleyway.
It's a Chick-fil-A celebration.
Hopefully they're not messing with my truck.
No, dude.
Why do you say it's haunted?
Have you ever... They are by your
You
truck.
weren't here before they remodeled it.
Tell us about it. Come take a seat and tell us.
John is checking.
Come tell us about
You don't
before
have
the
any
remodeling.
alley cameras?
Yeah, he's looking at it right now. It's right in the middle.
I have.
That's not the alley.
Yeah, it is.
That's the parking lot.
That's the alley.
That's the parking lot.
Oh, you mean the other alley?
Yeah.
Only
I mean
on
this alley back
camera.
here.
Or, yeah, that way.
If y'all went back there, somebody threw a shoe at it last year.
Oh my god.
Have you ever heard of a house haunting you?
What was that?
Have you ever heard of someone being haunted by a house? Like
Whoa,
when they're not
dude.
in it? Because I'm starting to get...
Dude,
I mean, laugh, but I'm starting
that's
to
what
feel
I'm
that
talking
way.
about, bro.
What, your
Haunted
house?
by a house.
I
Not,
feel like I'm being haunted by an older house a house that I used to live in.
yeah, but it's not an entity. It's the house itself, right?
Yeah.
Why'd you
Yeah,
leave?
that's what I'm talking about.
I left because I had to. I mean, I had to. I was in a situation I had to get out of. And now the other two occupants of that house have passed away, and I'm the only one left. And these last two nights, I've had two very strange, slightly scary, and vivid dreams about that house. So I feel like that house is haunting me.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
man.
not an entity in the house. It's the house itself.
Yeah, it's the house itself.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
The feng shui maybe of
Oh.
the house.
And get this, so I've had this dream 2 nights in a row. Today I get a text. The house has been sold.
Whoa.
Yeah. And
Or like Dan would go, whoa.
I might possibly get a very small fraction of the proceeds from that sale. And when I say small, I mean very small. Precisely a third of a fifth of the value. So do the math on that. I think it's like a 15th. I don't know.
Better than nothing.
Isn't it 0.6667?
I don't know. That's 2/3.
I don't know.
I mean, if it's a grand, it's one more grand than you had before.
Oh, absolutely. I'll quit my job.
You should.
It turns out it was more than he thought.
I think you should quit your
You
job.
give me a check for like,
I know, I think so too, but they got me chained up.
No, they don't.
hey man, what if they watch
Dude,
They got these dollar bills, man,
Dude.
wrapped
this?
around my wrists.
as soon as you get
$10
you
bills
gotta,
surrounding
it's like
his
a
wrist.
cold shower. You just gotta
They got
break for it, and then as
Health
soon as-
insurance and dental insurance.
Right out the cold, man.
401k.
Just
and-
go get a dentist checkup. Go to the doctor. Drink some kombucha. Quit
Dude,
your job.
you gotta be
You'll
happy, man. You
good.
gotta be happy in life. You gotta have time to do the things you want to do and love.
Yep.
You also gotta be careful not to do anything too quickly. That's my
Right.
advice.
Make haste
I cannot.
slowly.
Yes, that's good. I like it.
Baby steps.
Well, just
The Amish.
constantly. At least make
Dude,
sure
he's
you're
got the
making progress.
Dan, I'm gonna start. We gotta write a book of Dan's.
Ty Lopez, bro. I got that from Ty Lopez.
Man, why do you keep saying that? Can you just say it's you?
No, it's not true.
All right, yeah, it wouldn't be right. But
What-
it just sounds. If it was, dude, I'd be like, come on, you, dang.
That's what it is.
He's
If
got
you
good
wanna-
memory then. Like, he's remembering all these quotes like Ty Lopez. Who's Ty Lopez?
Oh, they know.
Who's they?
Yeah, who
Camera
are they?
people. Why did everyone look over there? The people on camera. We're on live.
I'm gonna see if anybody's watching.
Yeah, man. But like, if you want to live an interesting life, you got to be interesting. How do you be interesting? You have things to talk about. How do you have things to talk about? Just learn a lot of things.
Are people listening?
I'm checking.
I'm checking.
We got 3
checking.
viewers.
Really?
Yeah,
Any comments?
and I haven't been watching, so it's none of us.
Huh.
Sorry, I forgot the chat.
One of us.
Well, normally when we have 3 viewers,
Let's talk about this iPhone, dude.
No.
How many iPhones do we need? The 6S Plus was enough. And you know why it was enough? Because they started taking things off after the 6S Plus. Dude, I am sick of consumerism. The world would be a lot better place if everyone just took responsibility of themselves and of their neighbors and said, dude, I'm sick of consuming. How much more do we need?
Preach.
Preach. Dude, I love it.
I just need the tools to do what I gotta do.
We have 10 years plus of tools that we need.
But I really do want the new iPhone.
Why?
Because he likes it.
I like iPhones, bro.
He's worked hard. He deserves an iPhone.
Dude, I am just gonna have sackcloth, literally.
No, I want the I need the high. I want the higher processor.
There
I'm
you
not really happy that they didn't release a new, but I need the 512 gigabyte.
But like, look at this. This is what I'm saying. There are things that are sustainable.
Huh? I have 100.
But look at this. We know so much. We have the internet and more. Like,
dude,
things are sustainable. We don't
I'm a
need
software
things.
engineer, bro.
We don't need things that.
You're gonna tell me I don't want a nice phone? I'm a software engineer.
There's different ways, John.
Well, I guess I could stop. Programming.
Something messed up that happened to my girlfriend.
I'm sorry,
she,
Dan. I didn't mean
She
to
just
cut you.
paid
No,
off
it's all
her,
good, bro.
her iPhone. She has like
Dan's
an
not mad at me,
iPhone
though.
6 or 7 or something.
I'm not
I don't know
mad.
what she has, but she just paid it off, and then it started like glitching and like stopped working.
Yeah.
What is
for,
it,
like,
John?
Like 1 to
Planned
couple days.
obsolescence.
Right.
Engineered
And then
obsolescence.
like 3 days after it's been glitching, they texted her like her network was like, "Oh, we noticed that you paid your phone off or something like that. Like, you want to upgrade?" They asked her if she wanted to upgrade via text.
Yeah.
The best way to make a prisoner is
Paying
make
that
them
money.
embrace the shackles.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
They sent out that PLR update that glitches out the phone after it's been paid for. And you gotta disable that, bro. You didn't know you could disable that?
I don't know how to do that. How do you do it?
You just go into settings, go to general, go to planned obsolescence, turn off.
We should
No way.
We should have
Yeah.
some maker
You
hackathons
gotta turn
here.
off the planned obsolescence.
You're
I'm
lying.
just kidding. I'm kidding. Tyler's like, man, I didn't know that. You can turn off.
Can you
planned
turn off
obsolescence."
dongles too?
Dude, I'm telling you. Is there any comments? Did anyone say anything?
No, it's crickets out there, man.
It's all good. We're talking to the people in the future.
It's
so.
Wednesday night,
We
bro.
are.
Well, yeah, we'll extract the audio because I actually have a Spreaker account. We're gonna turn this into a legit podcast. Why not? It's a good conversation.
You can edit out the boring parts.
There is no boring parts.
Just put it on like 1.25 times speed or like 1.5 speed.
Oh yeah.
No, they can decide that.
That's what TBS does.
What?
Yeah.
what
So they can give you more reruns of like Seinfeld and
they
Friends and whatever else they show.
1.25 speed.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, they time compress their shows, man.
What?
So they can get more ads.
Are you kidding me?
No. For real, man.
It's mind blowing, dude.
Look it up on YouTube. Watch some like a side by side comparison. That'll blow your mind.
What?
That makes Dan really sad.
Why is the world like this one?
Because why must we consume? How many shows do you have to binge watch? Are you not
Enough
satisfied?
to pay off the national debt, man.
And I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to me.
That would be cool.
You like that show?
Do your
I
part.
watched it 6
Watch Seinfeld.
Why?
Oh my God.
People love The Office. How many times do you have to see Michael Scott?
Man, I can't watch that. I don't like sitcoms, dude. I can't stand it. I really don't like sitcoms. I like series. You know which series I really liked? Chernobyl on HBO. That was amazing.
Okay, so
Two of
You like how I said that?
Chernobyl.
Chernobyl.
Everyone's like Chernobyl.
Are you gonna go watch
Chernobyl.
Chernobyl? Chernobyl.
Dude, that part when the ash and the kids are playing in the ash and everyone's like,
I
was like-
snow. It's warm snow.
what don't we know that we're doing the same thing?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
BPA.
Asbestos.
Yeah, well, asbestos, that was a thing for a while.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
Still
so
is a
much.
thing.
Yeah,
Sun
it's
cream.
a thing. But now it's a thing
Sunblock.
that has
Sunblock, you
been
think it's bad?
capitalized upon.
What's in that? that's
You're
bad?
supposed to have sun.
Well, no doubt, but
yeah, sunblock is poison. Most of it, I think.
I don't know.
It comes from oil.
I have a problem
Petroleum.
with lack of vitamin D, and I get psoriasis, and so I never wear sunblock because I need all the sun I can get.
That's what's up.
Get
know
out
what
there,
I'm saying?
eat the sun, dude.
Eat the sun, man.
I
Sun
like to-
gaze.
Yeah, I never put on sunblock, and I'll spend like
I heard
a whole
some
day
crazy.
sun up
What
to
do you know about
sundown
sun gazing?
outside.
Sun gazing. You got to be grounded. Bare feet.
I don't think you should be looking into the sun.
You should probably do it
Praise
in the
the
morning.
sun, bro.
The
Praise the sun.
the morning is the most magical part of the day.
What's up with this though? The morning, wake up. Wait, what's a wake? Funeral.
Yeah, it's like we're having a wake in the morning. We're mourning during the wake.
Awake. Morning. Good morning.
Yeah, it's because we're
Good morning.
We're
Good morning.
mourning the loss of our sleep, our dream life.
I'm just saying. Look
That's
into
the
it.
other half of the. You know what I'm saying? Like
What else?
That's the other half of your life, and you give it up every morning.
You have a good morning when you break fast.
Yeah, you gotta break fast. If you do it slow, you're screwed.
Slow breaks.
Slow breaks. You don't need that.
Right, slow breaks.
I don't think that's anything.
Well, that's like
Slow breaks.
I don't know. That's like the brakes on my roommate's truck. Like,
Oh no.
yeah, I was backing out of the driveway one time. He didn't tell me the brakes hardly work at all. That got scary. I don't know.
Some different etymology that I just stumbled upon the other day was, well, last time I was talking about the moon, and just figured out that lunacy, like you know, kind of like another way to say manic or like mania, derives from the moon. Like luna is the word in Latin and Spanish. I don't know about any other language, but
I'm sure.
La luna.
Maybe Italian.
Yeah, or Italian or French or.
Do you know German? What's the moon? Sin.
Yeah,
I forgot.
German takes a hard break from those other.
No, because Sin, the mountain.
Yeah.
Moon mountain.
I don't remember what it is.
Probably something real severe.
Yeah.
What else?
Well, whatever. What were you gonna say?
No, just
Lunacy.
lunacy.
Well, look at this.
Yeah.
Hysteria and like hysterectomy. You guys know about that? They gave women hysterectomies when they were hysterical back in the day.
What was the?
Yeah, because it's removing
Like
the uterus.
basically having your own mind and thinking, and instead of being a good wife and staying and like doing your duties, she's like talking like out of hand or something.
Yeah, like reading too many books.
So really, yeah, exactly. So anything could be hysterical.
Yeah.
So you're acting hysterical. Don't you dare question me. Or
Is
something.
that why they call? I mean,
Then you
that's
gotta-
why they like removing the uterus is called a hysterectomy.
Yep.
What?
Yeah, look into. They treated it being hysterical with hysterectomies. Look into it.
No.
Yeah, it was
That's
messed
dark,
up, dude.
Man. I actually did always kind of wonder like why it was called hysterectomy
I don't like that.
instead of like uterectomy. You know.
You direct me.
Uterect me.
Etymology.
I mean, that's just what most men and women go through, anyways. You know.
Yeah.
You direct me.
Uterect me. It's the opposite of hysterectomy. It's like you're not hysterical.
That's
or something.
crazy.
You need someone to direct you. I don't know.
I gotta learn something like Greek, Latin.
You should learn Latin, because then you could just like pretty much pick up any other like Spanish, French, or like German is a lot different than those, but Latin.
What's up with the Germans?
And you don't have to speak it.
Yeah.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
What's up with the Germans?
Yeah, like didn't they grow up right next to France? How come they gotta be so different?
Whoa, that's a good point.
But it wasn't just.
Climate.
It wasn't.
Climate got to them.
I think it was a lot of.
It's because they weren't in the ocean.
Well, that it could be that, but I think it was because most of their like ancestors like came over the Swiss Alps or came over the Alps.
Whoa.
And like they were mountain people for a long time.
Yeah, I think
But then like the French people and the Spanish people just took the Mediterranean.
probably just hit their heads on the way down.
That's horrible.
Well, something happened.
No, yeah.
That's why they're so severe.
I mean,
It's the mountain, climbing the
Yeah.
mountain and dealing with
Going
the
up,
harsh
going
realities of rationing out your food.
and a lot of incest.
Eating that salted fish. No, they wouldn't eat the salted fish because they're not in the ocean.
They
On the
just,
north,
oh,
the
wow.
north side,
Do
they're
they?
in the sea.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I thought Germany was landlocked.
No, they got the.
Isn't the Baltic Sea?
Yeah.
Or is that Russia?
Hamburg. They got Hamburg, and like Berlin is like not on the water, but
How come they could say
can't think
that
of anything else.
hamburgers were invented in Seymour?
In the
'Cause
what?
they were
Were they?
apparently.
How come
according-
they're named after like a city in Germany?
They're because they're probably Germans. Eat
There was a
meatballs.
lot of processed meats.
In Germany?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're big into sausage.
Yeah, sausages.
A lot of people are though. Like
Yeah.
the Irish and
That's an easy way to do
I
it.
don't know.
Yeah,
Who
it's
else
like
is doing it? You think
from, like-
Russians were big into sausage?
I'm sure.
Blood sausage.
What's a Russian sausage?
Kielbasa?
No, I
That's
think that's
Polish.
German.
Dang
Oh,
it.
Polish, yeah. I think Polish and German are pretty similar people.
Well, yeah.
Similar culture. My
But
actually
same
my
with Russia, too.
my ancestry is actually the people are from like a region that was I don't remember the name of it now, unfortunately.
Latvia or something.
I don't remember, but it was on the border of Germany and Poland,
Mm.
and I think it was disputed. Like it went back and forth.
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean,
At
there was
least during
this
World War II. There's
crazy
a lot of stuff.
obsession over land. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, there still is, but it's pretty disgusting. Doesn't make any sense to me.
Mm.
I mean, just a bunch of gangs
Yeah.
like fighting over.
yeah, that goes on everywhere, man. It's
Yeah.
tribalism.
Yep,
It's in our nature. It's part of our where we evolved from.
shouldn't be.
You know. Well,
The Robo Sapiens.
I don't
will
know. Are
save
you gonna
us.
say it shouldn't be? I mean, it's everything in nature has a purpose.
Right? Robo Sapiens will save us.
I mean, you mean like our robot like progeny?
Yep.
Do you mean like humans like once we've reached singularity?
How
Or
do we
just,
know
like,
it hasn't already happened?
I don't think we do know that.
It's gonna be far too late when they find it out.
When we find out, you mean?
Well,
I gotta go.
I don't know, man.
I was human once.
I know I'm gonna go home and Google Russian sausage because I want to. I want to know. I bet you they have one, and I've never heard of it.
Get that Russian vodka.
Yeah.
They have this.
So
I don't know
good.
if it's Polish or Russian, but you put like patty in a cabbage, and then you
Oh
steam
yeah,
that.
That's Russian. I think. Is it?
I don't know if it's Polish, Russian, Ukraine.
You ever had
Korean.
pierogi?
No. Is it like a dumpling?
Yeah. It's a Russian dumpling. It's good. There's a place in Madison that serves them. They'll give you like a thing of pierogi. You get like 6 of them or something. And they'll give you a little cup of vinegar
Ooh,
and a cup of sour cream. And you just dip them in both.
weird.
Oh, it's really good.
You ever had that? It's like a rice blood sausage. It's like a Spanish thing. They'll put like rice into like the casing, and then they'll fill it with bull's blood, and they'll like let it ferment or something, or cook it or whatever.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of nasty.
Yeah, it's weird.
Blood and fermentation.
I don't know if it is fermentation, but it's something like
I'm
that.
getting over the ferment. I used to have a real thing with fermentation, but I've been drinking the kombucha.
It opens you up, man.
Pretty much over it. I can handle fermentation now. I like it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's
Now
so
that I've
good.
Now you're gonna
experienced-
get into sauerkraut, and then
Yeah,
who knows what's next?
Dan, don't you make
maybe some
sauerkraut?
blood.
Yeah, I
Wait,
do.
you never had sauerkraut, or?
Yeah, I've had it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You make sauerkraut?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Seasonally, when the winter comes,
Oh yeah.
keep it for 3 months.
Brace yourself.
Oh.
It's so good.
Yep.
Eat it during the summer.
Interesting. Usually it's the opposite. You know.
Yeah. I do it for like vitamins. I don't want to get scurvy.
Just have some limes, dude.
Huh?
Just have some limes.
Out of season though.
You get them at Woodman's.
I
They're
don't.
always in season.
All right, we're gonna see if anyone on this stream. That's a double-edged sword with going live and not being able to talk to your audience. It doesn't keep people engaged as long.
That's all right.
But it's a little bit different.
It's more of a watching it back thing. I think it's more of a replay situation.
Oh no, we got 8 people watching, bro.
Really?
Are they commenting?
Say something.
Say something.
Yeah, but your phone is just crazy, man.
Whose phone?
Oh yeah, there's people watching.
Wow. I'm glad to have you all here.
Shout out people.
Shout out.
Yeah, Philip was on our Graham Hancock on rant.
Wait, are there comments?
Yeah, they are.
Read some of the
Oh,
comments.
I didn't see any when I looked. I think I might have had comments turned off.
Read
Just
some.
went to, Cheryl said just went to Cozy. Bill Crow, what's up, Bill?
Bill.
Oh man, Bill is legendary here at Full Light. We love you, Bill. You know what? If I can convince Bill to come on the Floating Light Live, or dude, I didn't have Bill on the Tiny Round Table because that guy is awesome. He's got some cool stories to tell, for real. He's lived such an amazing life. So shout outs to Bill. But honestly, like thinking about Graham Hancock, you ever heard Paul Stamets?
Yeah.
Man, that guy's got some crazy ideas.
Did you hear the story about when he saw like the famine? Like there was this famine that happened from where he was.
No.
Like there was he saw a deja vu dream of like cows dead, and it was like this unprecedented famine.
Oh, it was like a fever dream kind of
Yeah.
thing. Crazy.
Deja vu, dude. What's up with that?
Yeah. Glitch in the Matrix.
Vujadu. What about that?
Oh, you just went there, bro. No, seriously, like it's kind of like that Mandela effect. Crazy. What do you guys think of that? Now I already know what Josh is gonna say. He's gonna be dissenting.
I thought it was
opinion.
the Mandela effect.
Mandela effect.
Oh, Mandela.
Howie Mandel
Howie
effect.
Mandel. Wasn't it?
Howie Mandel.
Or did that get... or is that...
So no, the Mandela effect is
I remember a different man.
exactly. That's
Oh,
what I'm talking about.
shit.
So is this just gonna keep disintegrating your reality until you're just floating out in space? You're like, I am.
Dude,
just
but seriously,
And then you wake up
like
in
the
the
I hope not.
is it the Berenstein Bears or was it the Berenstain?
Berenstain.
And I'll be like,
Berenstein.
never.
Bearstain.
I would have remembered that as a kid. Like, oh, I'm gonna read
I
the Berenstein
remember
books.
being in kindergarten, pre-K, and like going over the font of Berenstein Bears. I was like, this is beautiful, and I would trace Berenstein, and I remember seeing it Berenstein.
And then you get that one eBay. Somebody's selling the book.
But how come
sold-
that's the only one then?
Yeah, he sold that book for like $4,000.
So how
Apparently
come
it was,
it's not?
apparently it was one of their it was a early publication.
Well, I have
Probably a misprint. The publisher probably was like, "Oh, they must mean Berenstein. I'm just gonna put that."
It might be what it is. Well, also you get the TV guides and that show that the spelling is different too.
I think it's because a lot of people made the assumption that it should be Berenstein because that was a lot more common of a name.
Dude, so you want to know something crazy though? Okay, fine. Let's say the Mandela effect is whatever. But check this out. D-Wave, quantum computers in Canada. They're inventing the quantum computer using annealing technology. A little bit different than
using alien technology.
quantum annealment. It's different. It's just the way
Like metal.
annealing. No. So quantum annealing is essentially where you have the entangled particles in the array on the circuit board or in the chip. It's crazy conditions. Got to be cooled down to nearly close to perfectly zero in the Kelvin scale. So like you get these quantum particles that are essentially vibrating. You can feed the computer information and it determines what is correct based on the lowest energy state of the particles. It's crazy how this works because, see, what is being theorized is that the information is because in the quantum nature of particles can exist in multiple states at once, you are essentially narrowing down your potential dimension to one specific point. So we're using the energy of all of the infinite dimensions that exist around us. And I'm talking about the infinite dimensions, like we are in multiple dimensions. Like you're sitting here, I'm sitting there, and every variation of everything where the tone of my voice has fluctuated differently.
You're saying they're building computers that are tapping into this?
They already got it.
Dude,
Quantum
you could
computers.
argue, what I'm saying is you could argue that that's what's happening with the quantum computer because quantum non-locality says you can't necessarily know the state of the particle. It could exist anywhere, but we're measuring that particle in its lowest energy potential, and we're getting an answer. But it could be anywhere else. So like when this is the CEO of D-Wave, and he says this presentation so much better than I can. I'm not elegantly being able to produce this to you because like when you hear him talk about it, you're like mind blown because it's like, oh my God. But he's like,
This is heavy.
He dude, it's so eerie, like thinking about it, because he starts off with this conversation about his daughter. He's like, I went into my daughter's room and my daughter says, Daddy, is this teddy bear real? Is it alive? And he's like, well, it might be in another dimension. Like, that's how he's putting it. Like, it's potentially possible. Yeah, I know. It's unlikely.
Wild,
Right, yeah. And he's like,
well, I mean, this whole family.
we come up with, yeah, but you building quantum computers. That's pretty wild. But
Yeah.
think about it. Building a quantum computer. It's theorized. Does it work? We don't know. But yet, you can actually go to the IBM's website and borrow the processing power of their quantum computer. It's not going to really do anything for you, though, because, I mean, modern computers aren't are just able to do what we need them to do better. And we're not able to feed the quantum computers the calculational quandaries that we need to be able to solve. Like the distance, you know, in the mailman theory, all that kind of stuff, where you just can't figure out what the most effective path to take, the least distance, the best time, stuff like that. Logistics is a big one. Like if we had a quantum computer, logistics would be solved in an overnight. You know,
But
so
like we don't have a language
to write.
Yeah.
No. We
I guess to program a quantum computer.
yes, we do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. I mean, it hasn't been optimized yet. Think about it. Like, I can't remember one of the first programming languages. It was like, I'm probably getting this all wrong, but it was like Teal or TIFF or something like that. But this was like at its core basic programming language. Like how this is like the first compiler. Like, you know, you look at the binary string, like look at the string just as a string. Somebody had to build a compiler. So the first programming language worked on compiling the compiler. So like you had to basically use the functions of the compiler to be able to compile the code to make certain types of chips and integrated circuits work to your favor. So in the case of the quantum computer, all you have to do is understand in theory what is actually happening, what you want it to do, and if you can feed it information, you can write a programming language for it. Well, we know that we're looking for the lowest energy state. So if we feed bits of information to the quantum computer, we can write a code that says, what are we looking for in the end result? Similar to the integrated circuit with billions of transistors. The craziest thing about quantum computers is there's no transistors. It's insane. Like, it's a bed of quantum particles. A bed. Like, just a sheet. And they're different, like, spins and wave frequencies. So, like, when they say, like, binary, a classical computer can only compute in binary, that's on or off. You either go through the transistor or you don't. A quantum computer can be... It's weird because it's like, how can it be in multiple states at once? How can you really... You can't wrap your mind around it. It's like trying to think about the fourth dimension. Like try to conceive a tesseract. Try to conceive the fourth dimension. The only way you can conceive the fourth dimension is by taking what popular culture or what the internet tells you is the tesseract, and it's the shape that's evolving and moving into itself. But that's not the fourth dimension.
Right.
You're fundamentally not getting it, bro. You're not getting it because you can't perceive it. You'd have to have like four-dimensional vision to be able to perceive the fourth dimension. Which, if you think about it, it's kind of mind-blowing. Like, how could you perceive four dimensions? That's the problem. You can't. You'd be like in and out of things. You'd be able to see all time and space or something. It would just be like, it's like almost like memory overload. Your brain would explode.
Do you think that we
fourth dimensional creatures have like huge brains?
You just need to open your third eye, man.
Yeah.
You think it's a limitation of just like raw brain power that prevents us?
No, I don't think it has.
Or do you think there's like
our brains are too powerful?
Do you think there's
I don't think it's
a limitation of like not having enough?
I don't think it has anything to do with our brain power.
Do you think there could be a sensory organ that could be developed?
I think
either
that's
through nature or through science.
Yeah, so if you
or one that we have and is calcified.
It's crazy because if you think about like us as existing, what is consciousness? Who we are? What is it? We're only really perceiving the world through our senses. I mean, consciousness at its core is like everything minus that, and then you could say, is that still conscious? Like if you took away all the senses, no sound, vision, no feeling, physical feeling, but what at its core, you could still have emotion. You'd be quite devastated.
Yeah, it's not gonna be like that Metallica song.
Which one? Fade to Black?
Nothing else matters.
Yeah.
That one?
I don't know, man. What was that one? It was
Ride the Lightning?
Something
For Whom the
about
Bell
God.
Tolls?
Do you know I have a Ride to Lightning
how does it go?
banner out that window?
For Whom the Bell
No, wait,
Tolls?
no.
It
No,
was
it's not
about
Ride
the song is
song.
literally
It's not,
about.
it's not Ride the Lightning. Which is the one with the scale?
The Asylum one?
I don't know. It's about. It's about
Justice
a guy.
for All.
Oh yeah, and Justice for All. I love.
It's about
Metallica,
a guy who.
love Metallica. It's my favorite band of all time. I'm admitting it.
You like Metallica?
Yep.
I don't know.
You haven't seen the banner?
Dude, I
No.
love Metallica.
But like the song about the guy who was the soldier who got
Yeah.
blown up and then like
Oh yeah, that's
and then he can't see or
it's
hear.
called One. The song is called
What
One.
was it called? One?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep, that's a good song.
it's a great music video.
I like Symphony of Metallica. You ever heard the Symphony with Metallica? There's a whole symphony. I think it's the San Francisco Symphony playing along with Metallica. It's super awesome. Art, man. I love it. That's I just, you know what? I know it's not for everyone because they're like, man, there's some 80s headbang stuff. Like, no, dude. At another level, they write masterpieces. They really did. I truly believe that. That's just me.
You didn't say anger?
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
Some of that stuff is kind of weird.
I never even heard any of them, so.
You've never heard Metallica?
He's too young. Man.
Just Injustice for All,
Man,
one.
Fade to Black is awesome. I love
For Whom
that
the Bell
song.
Tolls. Just the hits.
Yeah.
You should
Okay.
listen to A-Log, Duck Rabbit.
You should listen to Throbbing Gristle.
Throbbing Gristle, I've heard of them.
That's weird. Never heard of him.
You should.
You guys ever hear of Diarrhea Planet?
Dude,
No.
This guy's
it's a real...
he's from Appleton and he's like the lead singer of it.
Whoa.
They're like a really good band apparently.
Who's famous from Appleton?
Sounds like Braille.
Diarrhea Planet.
Yeah, and one person. William Dafoe.
Yeah, Willem.
Willem?
No, Peter.
No, Willem.
You ever hear of Sounds Like Braille?
Whoa.
They're from Nina.
Dude, what? Whoa. That's Dan.
They used to be called something else. I always forget what they were called. It was a better name too.
Sounds like Braille's pretty hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is crazy.
What's going on with the Fox Cities?
I don't know. They're old.
Is this place just weird or something? Or
It's
what?
the water, man.
Yeah.
It is weird here. It
Houdini.
is the water,
Dude,
probably.
every time, every you know, as the days go along, doesn't it feel like things are just getting weirder?
Yes.
Like it's like reality just
It's
isn't-
normalization. Look up the documentary Normalization.
Dude, I don't feel like I'm being normalized, man. I feel like I'm living in alien zone. Dude,
That's
things
what's
are
happening.
Weird,
Things
bro.
are just escalating.
Really weird.
Yep.
And like it gets weirder when if I ever, dude, you know what's crazy? I don't watch the news. I don't even know what's going on in the world. And like if I catch a glimpse of it, I get physically ill. Just a glimpse. If I see the scene of a news scene, like a caster behind a desk at a news station, it makes me physically ill. Maybe I'm programmed.
You've been deprogrammed.
I personally needed to because, dude, seriously. And now I exist in this world. Where I'm most comfortable is here. Like I feel normal. I feel like every person that comes here is being deprogrammed or whatever you want to call it. This, you know, let's just say whatever it is. Awoke. Wake. They're woke. I'm woke, bro. But like when I'm driving and I'm looking at signs and I look at the people, that's so weird.
The what's it called?
So weird. Like
Bergstrom Automotive billboards
no,
with Aaron Rodgers and his mustache. It's weird.
it's weird.
It's
Yeah,
like
there's
no
a lot
one.
of
It's like everyone's doing a joke. You know,
everyone's trying to be a comedian.
something.
Everyone's trying to be famous.
That's so
Or,
weird.
not almost everyone.
I don't know.
No.
Well, yeah, no, I agree. Like, but see, they would say, well, why are you doing this show then? I'm not trying to be famous. I have my face. Dude, it doesn't even matter. It's the voice. It's the ability to speak. Speak
It's
freely
just
and open.
thoughts expressing themselves for itself.
What if thoughts were itself what is real? Like
The only thing. Universe.
No, but like think about it. Like Dan
One
was getting
song.
into the etymology before. He's like, "What if that word?" And I walked away. Did that go anywhere? By the way,
What word
I think it
were
was morning and
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Did it
that
go
was-
anywhere? Wake morning. No,
I don't know.
it's just dead end.
I mean it's just questions like
it's a crazy question.
you have to go back further, like the etymology of like, because I mean, more just go back like to German and I don't know French at all, but Spanish, like Dias, Buenos
Logos.
Dias, and like Guten Morgen.
Or look at Diamond, God's love, or God loves. Diamante,
Diamonds.
amante, love. Dios, bless you.
Oh, having a beard and sneezing is not always the best.
Dude, I swear, sometimes Dan gets in that flow state where he'll just. It sounds like he's a computer. but not like in a bad way. But like he's sourcing something, like materials.
Yeah, man.
It's like boom, boom, boom. He's nailing it all, perfectly flowing. Just boom, boom.
I can't wait to.
There is no me, John. Things are just happening.
Whoa. That's Dan.
I can't wait to post my newest picture of Dan, the one that I took.
Dude, that's an edgy picture, bro.
Right after he got out of the float tank.
That's
It's
gonna
so-
go in history books.
It was.
It was a good
Awesome.
picture. It was right in front of the green screen, perfect lighting, just boom,
Look.
captured it, bam.
Dan in the year of the pig.
And the jewel. How do you know? How'd you know that?
Whoa.
Here, I'll give you a preview.
What?
Whoa, what?
You're the boar.
Yeah. I mean,
Now, let me
it's
see.
just math.
I'll get it closer.
Oh. Yeah.
I just gotta do a real quick edit.
And I know it-
Otherwise,
I
I would
just
just
know that.
upload it right now.
What year it is?
I have characteristics of boar.
Oh yeah.
No.
Dude,
That's gonna go on the
Or you
cover
do.
of his
This
book.
looks
I'm sure you
like-
do, but
this is like Steve Jobs level photograph.
When he writes his book, that's the cover.
It's definitely
With the
gonna be-
jewel.
Or the
How
inside
did you
jacket.
take that picture?
That phone right there.
Yeah, that was taken with my
And you're
phone.
the one who's like, dude, why do we need these phones, man? You wouldn't get that picture.
Yeah, you wouldn't have it.
You want to know something crazy though? First day Josh gets this phone,
Oh yeah.
he drops it here at Float Light,
Yep.
right before the floating light.
It's
live.
an omen.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I felt so bad. And Josh
You know
was
what?
like, oh, I don't really care.
This phone has functioned perfectly.
Did it
ever
break?
since. Well, it just shattered the back.
The
It's fine.
back glass planned obsolescence,
That's
bro.
it.
whoa.
Hey, you know what? This is a pretty tough phone. It still works.
It's crazy.
What kind of phone is that?
It's a Galaxy S10.
Galaxy.
Because
Nice.
I am a consumer.
Nice.
I love.
No, if
We
I
have
was
to
a
be
consumer, I
consumers, or
would've
else we're going to be
replaced it.
apart from the system. And
No, you
then
know what?
starve.
If I'm not a consumer, then we don't have this podcast.
Yeah,
That's it. Because we got to have mics and.
we're not paying off the national debt.
Well, I just want to be able to talk. I like technology. I really want a drone. Like, there's things I want. I know. I want.
Technology.
The truth is that I am definitely in the consumer class. I need certain things. I really do have an addiction. Now, does that mean that I need an intervention? Maybe. My
But-
wife will tell you yes.
You're just you're just an enabler for the organism of technology. Like, if it wasn't for your want, it wouldn't morph into
Dude,
the thing it's becoming.
I'm not trying to enable.
No. It's everyone is.
I just
Our want is the only thing driving this thing into a deity.
I love trinkets.
Why?
Convenience.
Why?
Because, dude, like little electronic things, like
Man.
a new LED light. I'd like to review that. Yes, thank you. You can send it to me. We'd like some new chairs here for the podcast. Anybody want to sponsor? I don't know how to do this. Josh Russell can tell me because he's the one who's like, dude, we get all these sponsorships and stuff. Like, anybody out there, we're reviewing things now. So send us your products and we'll review them live.
Yes.
I like.
Why not?
Yes.
I don't know what Tyler's gonna say. He's gonna be like, "This is junk." Dan's gonna be like, "Why do you guys do this? Why are you doing this? You're only propelling the system." And I'm gonna be like, "Dude, this thing is like okay. It's got like I rated an 8 out of 10." And Josh is gonna be like, "Send us another one,
Be like,
and then we'll give you a good rating."
if we get enough products, the deity of technology will share his.
You know what?
Consumerism is but the cocoon.
We'll start stacking all the boxes of crap that we get on the green screen. It doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, we're gonna.
There'd be no point.
No, but we could like
or take a picture and just put it.
no,
on
yeah,
there.
we could. You we need it in PNG format, and it needs to be a transparent
Wouldn't it?
PNG.
Does it have to be TIFF, or do they have transparent PNGs now?
What?
TIFF.
They've always had transparent.
Yeah,
really?
PNG, portable network
was always
graphics.
TIFFs.
So yeah, but it needs to be background transparent so that I can place your product on this. I don't want a white background. And then we'll just start placing products all over the place. And it'll be eventually like a big billboard for all these different products. And if you want your product to be bigger, you got to send us more stuff.
We need some mugs
I love
that
it,
are
man.
ceramic.
Or multiple things. We're 4 of us. Send us multiple things.
Ceramic mugs.
need
We
mugs
want
that
your
aren't
junk.
ceramic.
No, I'm just kidding, dude. I'm totally. Dan's like, God, this is not where I wanted it to go. Not the direction I needed this to go. This is bad, wrong.
I have no agenda.
Nothing wrong with money.
Man.
I mean, having it.
There's nothing wrong with money, or there's nothing wrong with having it. It's a double-edged sword, bro.
Yeah.
You could. It is a double.
I don't know. Lack of money seems like a bigger problem for most people than having the money.
I don't know.
Resource-based
I
economy. I'm
have
all
less
about trading
money
stuff.
than a lot of people.
Anybody got anything cool to trade Floatlight? I'll do it.
You want some stuff? I'll let you check out that junk shelf I got.
I got a 6-ounce.
It's one of my favorite things to do is I love going to like Goodwill and just looking at the stuff. It's one of my favorite things.
You just look.
No, I do buy stuff.
Do you ever go to the bins?
Yeah, dude. Oh
Oh
man,
my
that is
gosh,
crazy.
The bins are crazy.
I love that. Now everyone out there is gonna be like, John digs through the garbage. I can't believe it. But I do. I actually been
There's
there.
treasures there for
There
sure.
are treasures. Yeah, I used to be. I found some cool stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like I found some. I got like the shooter glasses. Found them gold, 24 karat gold. You know, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas shooters.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude. I'll show you.
Whoa. Do you have a cigarette holder?
A lot of people don't know what they're.
It does have the cigarette holder right in the middle.
A lot of people don't know what they have.
Whoa.
Yeah, I found these at a at actually Restore.
That should just be your look forever.
These are the shooters, the real
You
shooters.
should just wear those all the time.
Hunter S. Thompson.
That's so crazy.
These are the actual shooters, right?
I have no idea. Bro.
Shooter McGavin.
No, watch the movie. You'll see.
They are.
And you'll be like, oh my god, those are actually the
Damn.
shooters.
Yeah, these.
Made at the same time that Hunter S. Thompson wore them in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. 24 karat gold, apparently. Not solid. It's gold plated, but you know, you get the point.
Still gold.
Damn.
They're Ray-Bans. They're sick,
Let's try
dude.
these
And they got that
babes
little
on.
shooter hole, where the little cigarette holder right in the middle.
That's for a cigarette?
Well,
Or your third eye?
I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm
For the
saying.
Illuminati.
Illuminati.
Oh,
Dang,
Illuminati,
dude.
Illuminati revealed.
The
Now its true
Illuminati.
colors are shown.
Yeah, you know what's
I
crazy?
see those.
I was just talking about this. Like, and you could.
Oh, they got weight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
they
my
got
head
weight.
is too wide.
Dan's like, forget this. That look doesn't look right on me. I don't know. It doesn't look right on me either. Well, maybe.
It looks good on you, man.
You got to get a green,
Does it?
It's you.
I know. I got to get the Hunter S. Thompson hat,
Yeah.
and I'd be like,
some Hawaiian.
I'd be like, it's backcountry. I got 24 grams of mescaline, or what does he all say? He's got like
I don't know.
Adrenochrome.
Uppers,
Like
downers,
2 kilos of
screamers, rippers.
15 pounds of marijuana and mescaline and all this inside of his trunk in Las Vegas or in the Nevada desert, and it's backcountry. That's what's happening.
Yep.
Yep, and for anybody that's listening right now, I'm not just randomly saying things. Like, this is a movie called
Yeah, it's
Fear and
classic.
Loathing, Las Vegas. It's about the
It's a book.
yeah, it's a book, yeah, and it's actually a real true story, right?
Yeah, I think so.
About the reporter Hunter S. Thompson and his journey to Las Vegas and the things he did and the way he wrote. Very
Well,
unique.
it would be an
He's a real
auto-
person. He's a real person.
There's an autobiography.
It's an autobiography, yeah. Which makes sense, but you'd have to think his autobiography was as weird as his actual reporting. So
Oh,
like,
yeah.
that's the problem. He wrote it, then it was weird.
Mm-hmm.
So
What are your thoughts on what's it called? Like unreliable narrator?
the unreliable narrator?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be like me when I was, think about it. When I was narrating that video,
Which one?
The in shadow.
one-
the In Shadow
Oh,
video.
wait, why are you unreliable? No, the unreliable narrator is like someone that's like, they're the villain, but trying to convince you they're the hero.
Oh.
Ooh.
And then you grow this empathy with the narrator, and then you find out this guy's the bad person.
Ooh, that's a crazy way to tell a story.
Yeah, I
too.
hate books
What
like
would
that
be
because they
a-
just mind trip me.
Yeah, because right at the end you're like, dude, I really like that guy.
Like
the whole time.
like Inception. He finds out he's in the dream.
Don't
It didn't really
read
bother me
Inception.
all that
eh?
much.
Or Shutter Island. He finds out he was in the asylum.
That was crazy too.
That's an old
And it
trope.
just so happened to be Leonardo DiCaprio twice. You know that guy's never won an Emmy?
Yeah, he has. The Revenant.
An Emmy.
New. Oh, Oscar?
Oscar, sorry.
Yeah, The Revenant. He won.
Was that recent?
Yeah. Well, pretty recent.
Like 2 or 3 years ago, I think.
Wow. That was his only one then.
Yeah, sadly, yeah. He's done way better movies.
I have to
but
give him
that's his
credit.
Oscar.
The guy is
The
an
Departed?
amazing actor. Like,
Yeah.
really.
For sure.
But he's definitely part of the Illuminati, so I can't really speak
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah, it
I don't
is.
know, man.
The Illuminati.
They manufactured him to be so likable.
I was just talking about this though too. Like, you can watch conspiracy videos and people will go so crazy about it. They'll like
Oh, they
put
already-
a photo into Photoshop, jack up the contrast to where you see all these random shapes, and they'll be like, I
I know, it's pretty infuriating.
and there's triangles everywhere, and they're like Illuminati.
Well, we're
Like, yeah, dude, you know what? Illuminati. Let's find it. Dude,
we're done for. I mean, he's already done the triangle.
do you see the
Steve
triangle in his
Jobs.
zipper?
If any
Illuminati,
conspiracy-
bro.
Yeah.
Jobs.
Illuminati. There's Illuminati everywhere,
He did it again. Look at that.
dude. If
Look at my pose. Triangle.
I don't feel like there's any Illuminati in the Floatlight logo.
Are you kidding me?
There's a triangle. There's an implied triangle.
Yeah.
Over the third eye.
Right there, dude.
there's
Oh
a-
my God,
Yeah.
no!
You're in, John. You don't even know.
And that flame on her head. I don't,
If you think
I'm
about it,
pretty
it's
sure
the most genius marketing. If your trademark or logo existed in every other thing in the world. No wonder the conspiracy theorists
Fractal.
can make a conspiracy about everything. Yeah.
That's
You're-
fractal
Yeah,
marketing.
yeah. Fractal
I'm
marketing.
gonna start that, man.
Oh, dude, that's crazy. Dude, we could start a
Get that notepad going.
Yeah, dude. What is fractal marketing?
I don't know, but I don't have.
Fractal marketing.
Well, that's where you embed your market,
Is that a real thing?
your logo into
Or are you
the
coming up with it right now?
fabric of reality.
That's the
tapping,
D-wave.
He's tapping the dimensions.
Dude,
yeah.
this is crazy, dude.
Yeah, I don't have a pen.
There's a couple. Something
I don't
over
need
there,
it
don't
for
I?
fractal marketing.
Oh yeah.
Fractal marketing. Well, you could just rewatch the podcast.
Better not mess up.
It's an artist one.
Yeah, dude, he's an artist. Doesn't mean you can't use it, bro. You're not doing it right. I'm just kidding. I really like that though. Fractal marketing. It's got something to it. I really like.
Capitalism.
Yeah.
I'll work on that and sell it.
Dude, it's a genius. I love it. It's good words. man.
Trademark it.
You have to use something before you can trademark it.
Yeah, but you don't have to trademark it.
You just wrote it
You
down.
would be the pioneer
Yeah, but I
to
actually have to
develop
implement it.
The concept
I
would
looked
be
into
then
trademarks.
your idea, and then it's become open source. So if you can open source a concept like fractal marketing, and it becomes something that actually works, they'll cite you.
Yeah, but does that make any money?
The
could
primeval
in the
symbol,
long run.
circle.
Yeah, because you'll be booked for conferences and speaking gigs and all
Yeah,
that
but
kind
then
of
you're
stuff.
perpetually working. Can I do a one-off, invent the thing, sell it,
Write a
You mean
book.
you want
That's the way to
like
go.
royalties?
get royalties, and just
Yeah, you'd have to trademark it.
yeah.
YouTube videos, but you're
And I can travel to Germany and
You don't need money for that.
figure out what's up with the people
Dude,
that
that's
came
such
down
a
to Swiss
genius
Alps.
So
I
what's
can't
up with the margarine?
They needed whales. They were going after whale blubber so they could make margarine.
Man.
So it wasn't vegan.
That's
Which
why
is
they went
surprising.
to Antarctica.
Yeah,
Dang, that really went round circle.
yeah.
It was a delayed response from the beginning of the conversation. That's what we started with, and now we looped right back to it. Why Antarctica? I don't know. It's crazy.
Whales.
Man. Illuminati.
There be whales.
I have a feeling that the rotation of the planet change, or climate change, happened like a couple times already.
Yeah.
And Australia and Antarctica are like really similar, and the fact that Australia is a desert, like in most of it, and Iceland is a desert, and
Wow.
ice as fuck.
There's snow in
Oh,
Australia. I just
sorry.
found out. I just found out today there's snow in Australia. They snowboard down
Where is
there.
it?
Oh, you're fine, bro.
In the center, by Melbourne.
Right in the middle.
Pray to the float fan.
Is that like? do they have
Sending you
mountains?
good positivity.
I'm
Yeah.
guessing because they
Or
snowboard.
is
It
it
wasn't
sea
used in the
level?
vein,
Oh
you know.
yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I'm just wondering if the snow is just because of the elevation.
Yeah.
But it just seems like there was a little switcheroo, and a lot of people think that people came from Antarctica, or like the Great White Place, I call it, or that's like an ancient theory
Could be.
that they came from the Great White Place. That's
That
what it was
wasn't
called.
Germany.
Could have been, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know, but
No, but that's really interesting because they are sort of adjacent to each other.
mhm,
So I could see as the axis shifts,
yeah,
they would trade places, being
right.
either a hot desert or a desolate cold place.
Yep. Because it's a similar landscape.
It could be. You know where Megan is?
Colorado.
Backstreet's back.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Backstreet Boys concert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
What year is this?
Come on, it's Megan.
That's
She can
awesome.
do it. She can do it. It's awesome. I think that she was really trying to get Jesse to go.
That was like the first CD
You
I
should have
ever
asked me,
bought.
man. I
It was
would've
like
gone.
Backstreet Boys.
What?
Yeah.
Really? I had it.
When I was like 10 or
I had
12 or
the
something like that.
TLC. I had Backstreet Boys.
98
I had
Degrees.
NSYNC. I had 98 Degrees.
Nicholas
Dude,
Shea.
I had
I
New
did
Kids
not.
on the Block.
No, I never. Dude, there was no Nick Lachey back then, bro.
Wasn't he in 98 Degrees?
I don't know who that is.
They
Why'd
were-
you say no Nick Lachey?
Because, dude, I only listen to 98 Degrees. Who the heck is Lick Lachey?
Wait, can we go back to
Lick
something?
your leg. What is this guy?
Lick your leg.
Can we go back to something Dan said about adrenochrome?
Oh. Yeah.
Adrenal phone?
Adrenochrome.
Adrenochrome.
Let's go back.
Anybody ever see the movie?
Bill says, and how do we go about getting that background you're sitting in front of into the tank?
That's a fair question. I would like
That'd
to
be cool.
have that. Yeah.
That would be crazy to have that surrounding you.
Or
John,
just
you know
as
what
a
you need to
screen on
get, man?
top, you know?
God,
That's what Bill said he wants.
There should be glasses that you can put on that are
I
like
think that's the
HoloLens?
only way to do it.
waterproof.
HoloLens?
Yeah, whatever. Like
John,
a
you hear this?
VR,
Yeah.
like a
Waterproof
waterproof VR, man.
VR the float tank.
yeah, we could do.
Easily.
It's something that this is why I like to talk. I mean, we're engineering potential solutions.
Although I don't know.
No, there you go.
What do you mean you don't
Now
know?
anyone now you
would
don't have anything
take
embedded,
away,
so you could always
take away from the
customize.
experience.
Or add to it.
I think it'd be better if it was projected on to the ceiling or the walls, the whole surface. Like I just think having that on your face would be really distracting.
And if you get it in your eye.
Like keep the water out of your eye. though.
Water.
You ever get that water in your eye?
I always want to like just turn like I sleep on my face and
I know. I wish I could be sideways.
you
in
get
it.
the-
yeah.
That would
We
be
have
so
a
nice.
You can
pregnancy
turn over.
pillow.
Oh, really?
Wait, you can do that?
This is crazy. Like I can go live within the live.
Oh my god.
Isn't that weird?
We're
Like
just
now
optimizing
people can
potential.
see what's actually happening behind the scenes live.
It's the D wave.
Yeah. There's some major processing going on here.
A little bit too much processing.
Oh, look it.
I know it's weird.
Can you
right?
do it like 3 times in it?
Do it.
We tried. We tried to have multiple people like go live multiple times going live.
Seems like the limit is 2
Whoa.
for now.
2?
Yeah, remember that?
So can I actually
we couldn't
let's
get a
see.
third person in.
Can I bring you in?
I'm not even gonna try, dude.
No, let's do it. But then the
Why
limit
not?
is 2 there.
Get name that in.
Though. The limit is 2 then. Still.
As far as I know.
You mean 2 like 40?
The watcher and the observer and the doer. You know, the limit is 2. The observer and the one doing the actions. What is it? The observer and the thinker? The thinker and the observer?
No, I think it's the doer.
I don't know. Why
The one who's observing is the one thinking.
you can't actually turn down the volume. That's insane. Well, whatever. Who cares?
It's ballin'.
What's going on with Dan?
Ballin'.
Shot caller. All right. What were we? Wait. So, what do you think? What do you guys think? What's happening? What's happening to the world?
I don't know.
Adrenochrome.
Yeah, what was that about?
It's getting sucked out of kids. Who's ever seen the movie Monsters Inc?
They need to fuel their fear response. Doors to another dimensions or whatever. What is it? Is that what they eat?
It does
Oh, that's
opens
like,
doorways to the other dimensions.
Yeah, fear.
That's
because fear is
analogous
the-
to.
Oh my
uh,
But if you think
Gosh.
about it, anxiety is like the past, and fear is the future. So
That's
like,
like analogous to Garmin Bozia from Twin Peaks.
man, that movie is crazy. dude.
Remember those demons fed on misery,
For sure.
and it was like it took the form of creamed corn. Like
Cream corn.
yeah, like visually.
What?
Yeah,
Man, that's crazy.
yeah, some creepy stuff. man.
Epic, dude. Yeah. I think my brain just broke.
Because of cream corn?
Yeah. Well, if you think about David Lynch, dude, he has this like propensity to just mess with people. He's been messing with my dreams since I was a child.
Really?
I was just a boy. He's just a boy.
That sounded like something out of a David Lynch movie.
Yeah.
Like a line of dialogue.
He's just a boy. Leave him alone. He's just a boy. I don't know, man.
Exactly. Leave him alone.
Dude, I just had this crazy thought. What if you guys aren't actually real? And you're just like multiple parts of my personality.
Yeah. Well, you'd have no.
But then there's proof online.
There is no proof
Dude,
anywhere.
Oh,
vision is not proof.
Yeah.
How can I know anything? I can know that I exist.
Yeah.
Because Descartes.
I think they.
Well, how do you know you're not?
I am.
He did. He
How
did
do you
say
know
it.
that you're not a figment of my imagination?
Or the
I-
D waves.
Because I know that I exist. Because I am choosing to think. How could I be a figment of your imagination?
What if I just imagined you to think that?
But then I still exist. Because you're imagining me to exist. So I still exist within your imagination. But I still
Yeah.
exist regardless. You understand?
Even in dreams.
Well,
Doesn't matter. I could be the figment of your imagination, but still
do
exist.
all physics or do all
Because I know that I exist. I can know that I exist because I know me right now. Think about you. I can't know if you exist, but I do know I exist.
Yeah, you don't know that he knows that he exists.
Now, even though you could claim...
But do you think that all fictional characters are in some way, like, have their own reality?
That's a very, very, very deep philosophical question in a way, because if you think about it, it is possible that we are at the point now that we're creating other universes. How do we know that there is sentient life that exists within them? The simulation hypothesis, the theory itself is just mind-blowing because, like, when you think about it, like the ancestry simulations, it's very well possible that we could be living in an ancestor simulation.
Like, maybe your tragic life is just somebody's...
How do you know that we're not living
Nobel
in the
Prize
multi-layered? What if the ancestor simulation decided to run a simulation, and then that simulation decided to run another simulation? Dude, we could be infinite. We could be at whatever level simulation, but you have to think about it. Like how much power does this computer have? Like, think about it. Like, I don't care if it's a multi-dimensional, fifth-dimensional computer. Like, that's a lot of processing power to run a dimension in a.
Wouldn't every simulation down have to be smaller than the one it was encapsulated in?
Why would it have to be smaller?
Because you're having to devote a subset of the computational resources to running it.
It depends how.
Like when you run a virtual machine on your computer, you dedicate a certain number of cores and a certain amount of the physical.
You're
memory.
talking about third-dimensional architecture. You don't know what fourth-dimensional architecture looks like. You're talking about cores. Yeah, you could say in the third dimension, what we have right now is seeing our architectural computing power. We're dedicated. Yeah, in a virtual machine, I can dedicate this much of the processing power, this much RAM.
Yeah, and then you can run a virtual machine inside the virtual machine, but then you're going to have to dedicate a subset
you're also
of
dividing.
those resources.
Yeah, you also have to declare how much of that memory you're
Mm-hmm.
declaring it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. It's a very crazy question. But you know, when you start to like do a little bit of research about this, I can't remember the scientist's name, but he's an astrophysicist. He was studying he studies at a math. He's kind of studying at a mathematical level, but also at a physical level. But he made the claim. He's noted, very prominent scientist. He made the claim that his team and what they were studying found. And this is obviously getting kind of complicated, but he made the claim that he found computational error diffusing within the equations. What that means is it's computational error correction. He found that in the mathematical equations of the universe at that level. So is what he's saying is that the universe is correcting itself when it makes an error, just like a computer can correct itself.
Doesn't DNA do that as well?
Yeah. That's another. Yeah. This is the fractal conversation once again. We're fractally going.
So I mean, we may have just
Dude, looking at Tyler right now, I don't even know if he's real.
I don't even know.
It's okay, John. I'm here.
He
Are you
looks
really
pretty
here?
real to me.
I hope you're really here.
I don't know.
Are you
Oh,
here?
My arm is going right through him though.
Are you
He's a projection.
here?
That's all I do is I just project.
Dude, he's got some major meditative power then right now. If he's projecting himself to be
Yeah,
here.
he's actually in the float tank right now.
Oh no, is this me?
Oh, by the way,
This is your.
How was your float,
Dan? Time to get out.
It was nice. I mean, I feel like I need to set an intention like before I go in, because now I'm just like, it just kind of, I'm like thinking, and then I just like kind of like fall asleep, but then I don't really like, I'm not like seeing the tunnel or anything like that, you know. I'm just like, kind of like going blank,
Dude,
you know.
it's because, well, that's okay. Sometimes you'll have that. I'll tell you this much: it's a necessary thing. It probably means you've been overloaded lately, and your brain's like deciding, you know what, we don't need to dedicate processing power right now. Let's just take a break.
Yeah, definitely been over.
How was your float? I'm really interested to learn, because like when you got out of your float today, because Dan floated, he was like, you were like, John. And he said it in such a divine way. What happened?
This is it. Okay, I'm gonna go with the core message, and then I'm gonna go with the details right after. So basically, I was very thankful for being a part of Floatlight, for being at service into a temple. And then I realized we are all temples, and your actions are your worship. And like, this is for no, this is just what is. It doesn't matter what your creed is or anything, but your actions are your worship. Be thankful to those around you. Make sure you know that they love you, and you hug them tight, because you never know when the last time they will be in your presence is. But basically, the details of it are like when I shut everything off, I just heard like an alarm,
I've heard it, man.
Like, what is that alarm? I don't know. Maybe
You've heard it, like it's like what you.
it's
think
like
of,
beep, 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 beep.
You're bringing yourself to that point.
Yeah, and then I'm like, dude, it's that alarm again. Like, that's why I have insomnia and stuff, because I just hear it constant, whatever that is. And
It's
then,
like, some people call it tinnitus.
oh no, I have tinnitus. Okay.
No, but no. I'm just saying. Some people
Yeah.
call it that. They'll hear like this ringing or a repetitive sound, and then a doctor will say, "You have tinnitus. Take it."
Yeah.
So,
So
like, dude, that's crazy. It's
Take
on my
these
head.
pills.
yeah, so instead
Forget
of,
about that. I'm not gonna take these pills just to solve this ringing in my ear
Yeah.
problem thing that you claim I have. Like,
yeah, so instead of trying to like silence it, I was just vibing with it, and then it just turned into dope music.
Oh, sick, dude.
Yeah.
That is a different way of thinking. You see,
Yeah.
like you're starting to realize like the things that I feel like I hate were the problem to begin with. If I didn't hate or I didn't dislike, I would realize how to turn those into something that I truly love. And then you start to realize that everything that exists around us, even if it's something that we feel is hate, is truly a manifestation at some level of love, and that we can convert it into that. If everyone had that same realization, the world would truly evolve into a new level.
Josh, what did I tell you when I got out of the float? I was like, I'm just like, all the bad things aren't really bad.
Oh yeah, he said everything is perfect.
Everything's how it's supposed to be.
Man.
Everything is beautiful.
Yeah.
Everyone's so critical of this hell that we believe we are in, but it's really paradise. Like, everything that you judge, just be grateful for it, even if that sounds terrible, because there's a lot of bad things, but like, you wouldn't be who you are without experiencing those things.
I think it's a really good message. I actually like it. I think it's a great philosophy, and it makes sense.
So as the music ensued, like, it was like a soundtrack. It was sick.
Yeah,
Like,
because-
it was like traveling. It told me a story of like music.
This
so,
was
like,
happening in the tank today.
yeah, it was like a soundtrack, but it was all my like. It was like I just felt the vibes of like the water, and like I could like hear, and it was like turning into music. And then like I was just chilling with the crickets, you know.
Yeah.
Because like if you look online, you could look up grasshoppers slow down their song at night, and you hear the vibrations. It sounds like an angelic choir. So I was just like chilling with the crickets. They're showing me some dope music, and like a lot what some shamans say is like there are three different worlds: the lower realm, the physical realm, and then the divine. and the further you go up or below, they just go back into the circle and loop. So like I was okay with going down into the lower realm, and that's where I got the crickets. You know, I was just listening to dope music from the crickets. And
Yeah, I like it.
yeah,
You don't necessarily have to ascend. Exist where you are.
yeah,
It's okay. You know, if you feel like you have to ascend, then there is something that you have to achieve. And I feel like sometimes the message makes it more difficult to bring true overall happiness.
yeah.
So, like, that's sick, man. That's why when you got out of the float tank, you were like, dude, we got to put on some Mike Posner.
And it's just sad
Like,
because
Mike Posner's new album, by the way, like, really goes
a real
deep.
good kid.
Yeah, it's a good album. Definitely go check it out.
But it's just sad because the more I bring this into language, the more I steal from the experience, you know? I don't know if that makes sense.
No,
but,
it is. Like, speaking it into existence kind of deteriorates
lessening,
the
yeah.
meaning that exists for
it
you.
was just such a great experience, and I wanted to be thankful for everyone around me and love those around you and let them know that they're loved.
Thank you, Dan. Man, Dan's got a way with words. He really does. I must say. Well, friends, Dan, he always has just the best things to say.
Not always.
I think you do. How long do you guys think we've been live for?
I don't know, like 3 hours.
1 million hours.
No, for real, dude. I think we have
Yeah, we've been live for like 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours, yeah.
Dude, a way to just have a conversation, I guess. Well, friends, I think maybe we should close her up for this joint venture of the Tiny Round Table, the Council of Truth, the Awakened Exposition, breathing exercises with Dan.
Close your left nostril.
Wait, that's my right.
Oh, wait. Close your right nostril.
Those are wrong. No.
Now, inhale for a count of 4. Hold for a count of 6. Now exhale, closing the other nostril, and release for a count of 8. Now inhale for a count of 4. Retain for a count of 6. Exhale, closing the other nostril, and release for a count of 8. Now, without taking another breath, what do you think of? If nothing comes to mind, just be grateful for all that is, all you've experienced, and be welcoming for all that is to become. Thank you.
Dragon breath?
You want to do dragon breath?
Yeah.
So, now,
You guys can
take a deep breath. And let go. Out your mouth, let go. Take another deep breath. Let go. Take another deep breath. Now, using only your nose, inhale and exhale like this. Keep going until you feel it in your abdomen. Stoke the fires of your belly. Stoke the fires of your belly. Stoke those fires.
I gotta blow my nose.
Now, go through that. Go past it. Nothing is gonna come out your
He's
nose.
got a beard, bro.
Nothing is gonna come out your nose, and if anything comes out your
For the
nose,
man.
let whatever comes out. If we get messy, it's okay. It's all natural.
if I did it would get messy. I'm getting over a cold.
Now, let go with lion's breath. Now inhale. Now let go. Now just be. Without breathing in, just be.
Oh, that was intense, bro. That was intense. Everybody that's following along at home, we're not liable.
Yeah. Fall down and hit your head on the coffee table.
Yeah, don't do this while you're driving.
Yeah, don't do this while you're driving.
Do it. Can you do it in the float tank?
Don't do it in water.
Why?
Yeah,
You could pass out, but you could float. So
You might aspirate some of that water, and that would be bad.
While you're floating? I think it'd be cool.
like if you want to do, here's a breathing exercise you could do while you're
DMT
floating.
activation. That's what we want.
Here's a breathing exercise you could do while you're floating.
tank.
You could do what we just did without closing your nostrils. So just breathe in for a count of 4. Retain for a count of 6. And release for a count of 8.
If you think about it, though, the theory of what Dan is actually talking about is like just try to go through your day, and then at any random moment, think about your breathing.
Yes.
You're using like a quarter of your lungs capacity.
Yes.
You're not getting enough oxygen. So what you're doing here, you explain this to me, like you're getting more oxygen. You're filling your lungs. You're expanding the chest cavities. You're breathing.
Yeah, man. Feel it in your kidneys. Cleanse out your body. Do that breath. The body detoxifies with 5 ways only: urination, defecation, respiration, perspiration, and exfoliation. Are you doing at least the most of those once a day?
I'm doing at least the most of them.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, are you doing more than 3 of those at least a day?
Yeah, most definitely.
Oh my God, Dan! This is crazy. Dan is a speaker of truth and wisdom.
What about vomiting?
Purge.
Yeah.
If it has to come out, let it out.
Publicly?
Just don't develop any bad habits, but yes.
You can sweat in public.
Yeah, I tried this new thing called dry brushing. That's exfoliating of the skin. Very good for you. Look it up. It's good for your circulation.
An invisible brush?
No, it's a brush with very hard, they call it boars something bristles. It's like you're basically like sanding down your what's the top layer of your skin called?
The epidermal layer.
Yeah, you're just renewing that every time you do that.
Okay. All right, friends, we're going to go. we got to go. It's late. Everyone, I think we're getting cues here. Thank you for joining the Tiny Round Table, Waking Exposition, the Council of Truth. What was that word?
Ineffable.
Fractal Marketing, Ineffable. Whatever the name
Ineffable.
of the show is, Ineffable. Ineffable?
No.
Ineffable.
Ineffable.
Ineffable. All right, friends, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. Be at peace.
Breathe and take your cold showers.
And always function in a symbiotic way with your environment,
Reality.
and make sure that you do it in peace and well-being and prosper in your own worldview and enlighten yourself to be like Tyler. Okay, let's go.
I think you could be tax-free, man.
Goodbye, friends.